What's going on YouTube? What's going on Facebook, Instagram, all platforms? Welcome to another episode of True Big Blue, the podcast with yours truly, Big Pass Sports Talk. And I got Nate starting off with me tonight. What's going on, Nate?
What's up, man?
And nothing much, man. Just talking to Little Giants tonight. Couple of rumors out there about us wanting to trade for Aaron Rodgers. I don't believe those rumors are true, but if they are true, I hope they're not, because I don't want the guy on this roster. I don't believe this guy fits this roster, and I just don't believe he has the best team interest in mind. I just don't believe he does, man.
And Dave Gettleman has already said Daniel Jones is their quarterback. He's already said that. So we ain't getting Aaron Rodgers.
What's going on, champ?
No, man. I'm chilling.
What's going on, man?
How about y'all?
Not much, man. Glad you tuned in. My co-host GNATION, aka Lou, will be in probably around 8:15 or 9:15. He's currently doing something right now, so we're just gonna hold it down till he gets in. But I want you to tell me what you think about the Aaron Rodgers trade rumors. I got my feelings about Aaron Rodgers, and I got a video coming out later telling you exactly how I feel about the guy. It's not too good, man. I really don't like those rumors. But y'all tell me how y'all feel about the rumors.
What's up,
What's going on, Viz?
What's
going on, Joe?
What's going on,
What's
guys?
going on? What's good? The greatest mod of all time.
Yeah, my goat right here, bro.
Right.
You got the my goat.
Appreciate it, Tim. Appreciate it.
What y'all think about the trade rumors, though, man?
For
Hey, who won't go
Rodgers?
Jay, the Giants fan, says the rumors are fake. Only said that for New York media. Plus, he's a toxic old head. Yes, the guy is very toxic. He gets a lot of excuses for things that he does not deserve an excuse for. When you win the MVP, that means you have talent on your team. So I don't want to hear that crap about he doesn't have talent or anything. Like I said, putting the video out later to air him out, but I'm gonna wait till after the live stream to do that. But y'all tell me what you think, man. I think they're fake, and if they are true, I don't want it to happen because
he's getting old, so no.
he's getting old and he's just not a team player, man.
Biz, you're
He's selfish.
funny, man. This is so funny, man.
Right. And short-term words, yes, he is. If we wanted to get him, we'll probably take our 2 first-round picks next year to get him, which I don't believe he's worth it. I don't believe he's worth all that.
The man's getting old.
The man's not getting old. He is old. He's going to be 38.
I think the Broncos, if the Broncos offer an offer, then they'll accept. I think the Broncos are the only team that I think they'll throw at Aaron. Because the Broncos are only one quarterback away.
Would you think the Saints would take him maybe, since they don't have a quarterback?
True.
Well, the Saints have the cap room to do it. They would have to make a major move to get around the cap room. I'll tell you that.
The Saints finesse every NFL team, bro. They basically do they have like negative and cap rooms, and the next day are positives.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it, but they do it every year. Like giving what's the boy Hill that $140 million fake contract. Everybody knows them. They're not paying that man $140 million. I'm sorry.
He is not worth the contract.
No, he's not worth the contract at all.
Not even worth $5 million.
Viz says Viz says the Broncos are his best fit.
For me,
I do believe so. The only team I hope he doesn't get traded to is the Washington football team. The Washington football team gets him, we may be in a little bit of trouble. Even though I don't like him as a person, as a player, the dude's dynamite. He might get Washington to the NFC Championship game, but he'll lose. But that'll stop us from getting there. So hopefully he doesn't go to the Washington football team. Yes, they do have Judy, Sutton, KJ, and Fant.
Yeah,
I believe the Broncos will make some noise over there, but they will have to get past the Chiefs. That would be a good matchup. Aaron Rodgers on the Broncos versus the Chiefs. That would be a very good matchup.
They're one quarterback away. They're one quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the Broncos are a quarterback away from being a very good team. I do see them making noise if they get an Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
It's just that Aaron Rodgers has proven to me, man, that he's just not good when it comes to winning the big games, man. I'm sorry, he's just not good.
Yeah.
He always comes up short, and he never takes responsibility for anything. He always blames it on the team or they're doing this. Like, dude, do you know that team is built around you to where you've made the NFC Championship game twice within the last 3 years?
And hold up,
you have no help.
Tom Brady is the example of you don't need the best receivers. You just have to be a good quarterback and make the throws. Tom Brady, basically, since I think it was when they versus the Rams, those receivers are terrible. The only guy who broke out that game was Julian Edelman. That was the only guy. All of them were just standing there, just hoping he'd get the ball.
Right. So I don't understand how you could blame anybody but Aaron Rodgers for that loss. They were at home.
Yep. And
the defense got them back-to-back interceptions off Tom Brady. Back-to-back.
It's on Aaron Rodgers.
It's on Aaron.
Put it in the end zone. So that's on
Eli would have made that comeback.
Yes, he would have. What's going on, Zeke?
What's going on?
What's up, Zeke?
It's good.
Yeah, I know. Have y'all checked out the video I did about the disrespect? You know what they did to us, man? They had us number 3 in the NFC, finishing number 3 in the NFC East this year. The media does, and they give us almost the same odds to win the NFC East as the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, come on, man.
That
makes no sense.
This is every year they do this to us.
Yeah, you guys can sleep on the Giants, bro. We do good when the media sleeps. Sleep, bro.
Keep sleeping on the Giants. I will give you a pillow. Just keep sleeping.
Like, that's crazy. They got us almost the same odds to win the division as the Philadelphia Eagles. You know how terrible the Philadelphia Eagles are? You know how terrible the Philadelphia Eagles are?
They have a running back playing quarterback, bro. They have a running back playing the quarterback position.
And
that's
also,
crazy.
Everybody keep forgetting, and the Eagles aren't capped.
Benny, what's going on, Benny?
Hey, I feel like I haven't been on here in a while for some reason. Yeah, you started a little earlier, I feel like, this time than usual. I don't know if it's just me, or maybe I was just having busy, but I feel like you started a little earlier, so I'm like, oh, wow.
You right, man. It's disrespect is fuel. But, man, they take it a little bit too far. The Dallas Cowboys got Micah Parsons and 1 DB in the second round, and now they're Super Bowl favorites. Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's every year, bro. It's every year.
I can see with the Washington football team, they are doing some great things over there.
But hopefully,
like Ryan
Fitzpatrick sucks. Hopefully, Ryan sucks.
Everything's on paper. Everything looks good on paper until the field.
Yes.
But like I said, you're gonna have to show it to me with the Washington football team. You got to show me that you're not the same old Washington football team you've always been. You're gonna have to show me.
Yeah, that's facts by Biz though.
We beat you 6 times in a row,
right?
And Washington, it's just been Washington. It doesn't matter what they get, who they are, what players they have. They're just Washington. They do it every year.
You know, sleeping Washington because Saquon kills them every game. He kills them every game when he plays Washington.
And Saquon.
Hopefully we get. Hopefully our first game is the Eagles.
Yeah, that's what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our
first game
the schedule is coming out in May 5th. 15th.
I want to be on Sunday night.
I want a Monday night. I want those people to understand how we feel.
It got to be a primetime game. I wanted to start like that.
Zeke, by the way, what's your Twitter, Zeke?
Zeke's Giants Media, the same as the name in the StreamYard.
Okay.
Yo, he says Viz says we sweep Washington every year. They ain't doing nothing. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
We sweep them every year.
Yo, Pat, here's the thing. Washington always have an elite defense every year. It don't even matter.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the same thing every year.
Follow me.
The Miz says 26 years of irrelevance. America's team. You ain't lying. They haven't done anything since 1995.
How do they call themselves America's team? when no one likes them in America? How do they call them America's team?
I know.
Shout out to Big Play Slay. What's going on, bro?
A lot of people. Some people do, but not all of them.
For me, what I think about Aaron Rodgers, he always had weapons for years. He had Devontae Adams, Jordy Nelson. He had Jimmy Graham at one point.
He had a pretty good tight end too.
He had Lacey as his running back.
Aaron, what her name is?
And Randall Cobb.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, this guy has had weapons. Like, he won the MVP. Shout out to the Miz for the chat. He says, I still got to see if Dak's ankle foot will hold up. That is true. Right. That was a gruesome injury he had last year. But let's be real. They should have been on 4 last year with that.
That's what I mean.
I'm gonna tell you what. If Falcons knew how to recover a kick, Dallas would have lost.
Michael Gallup might be a free agent too. So
all of that stats.
We actually could have beat Dallas, but the referee said about 2.
What?
Right. Did you guys see Darius Slayton's tweet?
What did he do?
Darius Slayton said, okay, so Ian Rappaport tweeted out, the Lions are waving running back Kerryon Johnson. And then Darius Slayton quote tweeted us saying SB and KG, so Saquon Barkley and Kerryon Johnson equals a whole lot of rushing yards. And then the eyes emoji.
I like that.
But we get Kerryon, bro.
Yo, we got Kerryon Johnson.
Yo, everyone, what Kerryon, what's Wiki trending, bro? Let's just start trending.
We got to think about the cap space. We have to think about that too.
No, he's not going to cost much, though. Yeah. He's not costing much.
Okay, so...
And because he has a lot of injuries, that's why he doesn't cost much.
But I think the Giants are going to get that offensive line Turner from the Chargers. They used to be a Charger.
I would love.
I think they are going to get him. It's going to be for the cheap, so it shouldn't have.
But guys,
it shouldn't be too much.
Let's wait till all this happens. What we did in Logan Ryan. Let's wait. We'll take our time.
I'm not saying.
Because then if he gets a good offer, because if he gets a good offer, he's gonna leave. But still, it don't matter to me.
Big Play Slays says the Packers are being way too overconfident. Like, look at the Bears; they've been happy to even have a franchise QB. The Packers have been handling this situation so wrong; it's so incompetent. No, they haven't been handling anything wrong. They've actually been doing things right for Aaron Rodgers.
No.
They've made 2 of the last 3 NFC Championship games. They have to be doing something right over there.
Yeah.
They have to be. This guy's just a big crybaby, man.
He just ain't getting the job done.
Yes.
They're getting it like half right. I don't know. I feel like they still could have built a better team around him.
It's the guy. Giants. Let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, taking AJ Dillon, I wouldn't say you're doing it right when you're trading up for Jordan Love and taking AJ Dillon and then end up still paying Aaron Jones. So,
Packers still went to the NFC Championship with all that.
I know they went to the NFC Championship, but they could have built a way bigger, better team around him.
What more do you want them to do?
How about this? Take AJ Dillon, take a receiver in the draft. Not trade up for Jordan.
What was wrong with their receivers last year? All of them, all those receivers got him an MVP last year.
Devontae.
They have Devontae Adams and everybody else can catch on the game.
The Giants got Devontae Adams.
Marcus Valdez-Scantling, Economia St. Brown. Those guys, they can't catch. You watch the games last year; they cannot catch. They couldn't get separated.
What about who's their tight end?
What do you mean they couldn't get separated? They were getting separation.
Okay, they got separation, but they weren't able to catch the ball.
What do you mean they weren't able to? The dude got an MVP. Somebody
Benny, time out. If we got Devontae Adams last year, if the Giants had him, what would you think? The man had Devontae Adams, bro.
Exactly. No, I'm not saying they're doing everything wrong. You guys are taking, but instead they could be having a good second receiver. You watch those games last year. Those guys, they don't have that number 2. They don't that actually can come up big. None of their receivers besides Devontae Adams can come up big. And when Devontae Adams ends up getting basically the whole defense focused in on him, it's very hard. You watch. I don't know if you guys watched. Did you guys ever watch the Vikings game versus them last year? Did you guys watch that? Anybody watch that? At the end, they basically just doubled Devontae Adams. Guess what happened? They had the drive at the end. They doubled Devontae Adams. Nobody else was able to make a play for Aaron Rodgers. You know why? Because they put
Right.
Eric Hendricks and their top
So you're
top
bringing
corner
up
and
you're
safety
bringing
all
up
on them.
one game with a division rival who knows you, that plays you twice a year, so they know what they're trying to do.
Oh,
You bring
but
up one game.
there are so many more examples, like the NFC Championship. They could not
Yeah, but they
figure out
don't
a
What
way.
do
have
you mean? The
somebody.
NFC Championship, they got all the way down to the red zone twice, and Aaron Rodgers messed up. He missed Devontae Adams wide open, and then one time when he could have run to do his little discount double check celebration, he didn't do it. He just threw a stupid pass.
Benny,
That
if they had
defense-
Eli Manning,
That
in that
defense,
drive,
which they
what would
said
you
was
think?
the weakest part of that team, the
And they-
Packers drafted and grabbed free agents to make that defense one of the best in the league last year.
Hey, yo, Pat, here's another fact. You know the Packers got back-to-back picks on Tom Brady, and Aaron Rodgers ain't doing nothing but that. Come on now. He had back-to-back drives to score and couldn't do it.
The Bucks defense, no, those guys, and that's what you do. Study.
And they
You
got
don't-
good
Wait,
offensive
so,
line
wait.
too. Don't forget that.
Yes, there is no excuses for Aaron Rodgers.
Wait, so you guys, you guys, like the pick of AJ Dillon last year?
Hell no,
No.
no, Benny.
But
We're
what
just
they-
saying.
When they got AJ Dillon, in what round? Was the second
Like
round?
second or third round of running back when they already had Aaron Jones.
Okay, so they needed a power back behind Aaron Jones. AJ Dillon came up big in a couple of games last year.
No,
that
wait,
offense-
no. AJ Dillon was their third running back last year.
Yeah, like I said, that offense was good last year, better than good. One of the top
Was
offenses
it Aaron
last
Rodgers?
year.
Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams were the only reason, and the offensive line.
Okay, so that's three good things that you got going for you, which got you an MVP of the league.
How about this? Ready? You got to compare him. Here's the thing. Here's why he wants out. You know, he played the Buccaneers in the NFC Championship. When he looks at them, and they have two top receivers and many other good receivers, they have a great offensive line, a good running back group, and not that they didn't even have to invest that much into, by the way, and a good defense. I think that's why I'm not saying he's right necessarily to be doing that, but to say that the Packers organization has been great, it's just not smart. Like, you go to the NFL, like a lot of NFL analysts, and they explain it great. Like,
So you're saying that a defense that picked off Tom Brady, I think 3 times in that NFC Championship game, in the second half, they picked him
and
off.
they also let up a game, a long touchdown at the end of the second quarter.
Okay, that's cool, but they picked them off twice back to back in the fourth quarter for you to go down there and get points and win the game. They picked them off back to back
That was
drives.
Aaron's fault. That was Aaron's fault.
That's on Aaron Rodgers.
Did it twice.
Man,
They
you
put
guys can
Brady
think.
off back to back drives.
Benny, we
One
don't think
pick,
you're wrong. We're just
2
saying
pick.
Aaron Rodgers is not clutch. That's what we're saying. Aaron Rodgers is not clutch.
He has no reason to complain. None.
Aaron Rodgers is a little bit clutch, but not like
Whoa,
that. Like,
Aaron
not like
Rodgers
back
is
in the
Wait,
day.
hold up.
Just search up videos
Listen,
of him
listen,
throwing
listen.
game-winning touchdowns, and you'll see
Listen.
he's clutch.
He doesn't come
He's
clutch
good
in the
because
big
of
game.
Moments.
Marys. When it comes to Hail Marys, this is Rodgers at his best.
That's Rodgers, man. That's all Aaron. I'm not excusing that.
Listen, if you take the Hail Marys away, he's not clutch like that if you think about it.
He is pretty clutch, not like that, but he's pretty
Not
good.
in the
at
big games. He's not clutch in the
but
big
the
games.
not really.
Should Aaron Rodgers have more than
Okay,
one
that
Super Bowl
doesn't. Not
ring?
everybody has to be
In regular,
clutch.
in regular season games, he's clutch, just not the playoffs.
Zeke, Eli Manning is a clutch quarterback because he made the plays in the big games. Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers is not clutch in the big games.
At all. At all. I don't care what you
I
do.
know
I
that,
don't care what you
but that
do.
doesn't have,
Wild
clutch
card
doesn't have to
round.
do anything with it.
I don't care
He's
what
pretty-
you say.
Clutch doesn't have to do with anything though.
Yes, it
What?
does.
What are you talking about?
No, but like,
you don't want
clutch, not everything's clutch unless you got good
You want to
pocket
win the
presence, you're
game?
a good
You wanna win
quarterback.
the game,
Aaron
bro?
Rodgers had weapons for years, though. Y'all
Years.
can't give him excuse.
I know that.
You can't.
What excuses can you make for Aaron Rodgers over there in Green Bay?
I don't want Aaron Rodgers. He's
They've
old.
done everything they could for that man.
Okay. So drafting AJ Dillon in the second round is everything they could.
AJ Dillon was a power back. They needed
Exactly,
a power
taking a
back
pass-
behind Aaron Jones.
Taking a running back in the second round that's going to play a few snaps for you every game is helping him the most he possibly can. trading up for a backup quarterback.
For
I know
sure.
he's going to be the future. You traded, and people compare it to Brett Favre, but the difference was Aaron Rodgers was going to be, it was 50-50 if he was the first overall pick. He ended up getting picked 24th overall. Then and you also didn't trade up for him. But Jordan Love is a lot different. They trade up for him.
What makes it different? You trading up for him, like
you give
they
up.
did the
Okay,
same. They
here.
did the same
Here's the
thing to
difference between
Brett Favre
trading
when
up
he was
and
there.
taking a player
They
at the
didn't have
spot.
to take Aaron Rodgers at 20.
Here's the difference between taking trading up and taking a player at the spot. Trading up means you give up extra picks. That's called giving extra picks. So actually, it does matter because you're basically giving up extra players that could be helping you. I'm not saying trading up is bad in general, but that's
The
not.
trade made no sense though. Trade made no sense. They should not even got Jordan Love. They should just took a receiver.
What's up, plug? If
It's
Aaron
just a
Rodgers was clutch,
receiver,
he gonna
or
win the
maybe
Super
they
Bowl
picked up
ring.
like
That
a
is
player.
true.
3 to 4 rings by now. He should have 3 to 4 rings.
If Aaron, if he made the plays, Aaron would have probably had 3 or 4 rings. And that's just a fact. If Aaron made the plays, he would
He
have
would have had three rings. He would have had 3 rings by now. But no.
Hey, we're not saying you're wrong. We're just
Hey,
saying
listen.
we're not saying you're wrong. But
Yeah.
Aaron is not in the big games. He's not clutch.
Okay,
There's guys, there's
got a
other
question, though.
quarterbacks that
Who's a
played
better-
with way less and have way less complaints than what Aaron Rodgers had.
but who's a better quarterback? Of course, you're gonna say Eli Manning, but or Aaron Rodgers or Eli Manning.
Aaron Rodgers in the regular season all day. Aaron Rodgers is
Yeah.
one of the best quarterbacks that take the field ever. One of the most talented ones ever.
When
He's
the
just a
playoffs, Eli,
crybaby,
man.
and
So
he's
he's
not
better.
clutch.
Okay, overall, every game is he better than Eli Manning? Like
Wait,
overall,
what kind of
You said what?
like overall, like is he better? Yes or no?
Overall, better quarterback than Eli Manning? Yes.
yeah, hell yeah.
All right.
Nobody's
Yeah,
not saying
yeah.
like
We ain't
anything like
debating
that.
that.
He's just not clutch.
I like
And he
I
drives
like
too
Eli
damn
Manning,
much.
but
Wait,
the thing
Zeke.
is that Aaron Rodgers is like he doesn't throw a lot of interceptions like that.
I don't give a
Like
damn
in the
how
young
many
days.
interceptions he doesn't throw. The guy doesn't win the big game.
Facts.
He only
And
has
he blames
He
everybody.
did win
He
a
Back in
blames
the
Super Bowl.
day,
everybody else
back
but
in the days,
himself.
but not
Hold
now.
on. Time out. Eli's not Peyton Manning, bro. And not in the regular season. Okay. I thought you said postseason. I was like, oh my god. Okay.
I mean, here's something. Here's just some players that they took AJ Dillon over. And I'll try to list off some good players. I'm just scrolling on this website. Willie Gay, Jeremy Chan, Logan Wilson. A guy like Antonio Gibson, by the way, was better than him last year if you wanted to go running back. Julian Aquara, Ashton Davis. Like there's a bunch of good players. Josh Jones is a good tackle.
Vanity. Hey,
Zach
Vanity.
Blunt.
It don't matter how many players
Vanity, I
you
got a
name.
question. How many of them players worked out?
Jeremy Chan didn't work out. You're saying? Jeremy Chan worked
No,
out.
no,
Willie
I'm saying how many of the players you just said worked out?
It don't matter
A
how
bunch of
many
them.
worked out.
Willie
How many
Gay, Jeremy
failed.
Chan did.
They
Logan
put
Wilson.
a Super Bowl winning team around that guy this year. I don't care what anybody says. Did he elevate that offense because he's Aaron Rodgers? Yes, that's what you're supposed to do. You're Aaron Rodgers.
Hold on.
I think the Packers should have beat the Bucks.
Everybody
Hold
don't
on.
forget.
He went to the
has
NFC
Robert Tonyan
Championship
as tight end.
twice.
He also has Robert
Twice.
Tonyan on the team. No excuse.
He's been to the NFC Championship twice. 2 years in a row. So that means that team has to be pretty doggone good to make it twice in a row, right? But nobody's around. They do the same stuff for LeBron James. The same thing. When he makes it to the NBA championship and he loses, all of a sudden, the team, he didn't have enough on the team. He didn't have enough on the team. Every time he make the finals and get beat, oh, he didn't have enough on the team. But he makes the finals with that team every year.
With the
But what
Cavs,
if
he made it by himself. With the Cavs, he made it by himself.
That's the thing.
With four All Stars.
Okay, so he just took the Cavs there by himself every year.
Not every year.
Nobody else
twice,
on the Cavs mattered.
but he lost because he played against four All Stars.
Nobody on the Cavs mattered. They beat all them other teams, but when it came down to the championship, all of a sudden nobody's on the team anymore. But before then, y'all were talking about like the Cavaliers, like that was the greatest thing since sliced bread. But when they make it to the finals and get beat down, all of a sudden, oh, it's not LeBron's fault. He didn't have no help. Oh, it's not LeBron's fault. He didn't have any help, even though he chose the team.
I will completely disagree, but hey, everybody has their opinions. I can't.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers has made the NFC Championship
Yeah,
two
but
times in a
how
row.
about this? Why didn't you think about what if it's Aaron Rodgers that's taking the team to the NFC Championship?
So it's all Aaron Rodgers, right?
I'm not saying it's all
It's
Aaron
all
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers until the NFC Championship game every year, and all of a sudden everything just falls apart.
I'm not saying
He can't take the team anymore now. He's made the NFC Championship game at his home stadium and gets two interceptions back to back off Tom Brady. Tom Brady had a horrible NFC Championship game.
They both did.
Horrible.
Both had terrible NFC Championship games.
But all of a sudden now it's everybody else's fault. Before then, they were talking about the Packers going to the Super Bowl the whole time, right? But now that he gets to the NFC Championship game, now that he gets to the NFC Championship game and loses, now it's everybody else's fault.
Did you guys see their tight end?
No fault of his own. There's no fault of his own. He didn't have anything on the team. But throughout the whole playoffs, throughout the whole regular season, when they was getting the number one seed, man, the Packers look great. The Packers defense looks great. The Packers offense looks great. He's having an MVP season. Blah, 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 blah. And then he gets to the NFC Championship game and folds. Oh, man, he didn't have any help. The team is terrible. Why did they draft Jordan Love a year before this year, which doesn't even matter anymore? They released the receiver off the team that couldn't even break the starting lineup, but he's mad about that.
Pat, what's admit this though? That Jordan Love pick was a terrible pick.
Yeah, it was.
What just
How was it a terrible pick when you got a quarterback that's going on 37-38 that may be able to retire soon? And he was recognized as one of the top quarterbacks in that draft and fell to 28.
True.
How's that a terrible pick?
Well, but the thing is, though,
so that means Aaron Rodgers was a terrible pick when they picked him when Brett Favre was there too, right?
No, wait, Pat. I think what Nate trying to say at the time, the Packers didn't need Jordan Love at the time.
It don't matter.
An organization is going to draft. An organization is going to do what's best for the organization. If Aaron Rodgers decided to retire in a year or two, and they didn't have a quarterback, then what?
The draft
Jordan Love was considered one of the best quarterbacks in that draft, and he dropped.
Right.
I mean, here's the thing. I can see if Aaron Rodgers was struggling because the receivers couldn't catch or couldn't get wide open like Daniel Jones was last year because the receivers weren't doing nothing. But those receivers were catching touchdowns, catched enough touchdowns, got enough yards for this guy to get an MVP of the league. An MVP. You don't have an MVP season with just nonchalant receivers out there that can't do anything. Just search up the Packers wide receivers and just
watch St. Brown,
watch the
Lazard,
game and they drop.
Coleman was his tight end. He had Aaron Jones. He had Jamal Williams.
Robert Tonyan.
Robert Tonyan, the tight end, one of the best offensive lines in the NFL.
Yeah, Vals.
Leading up like David, whatever his last name is.
So I can name his whole offensive roster. There's no bums out there like that. No, they're not prime time. They're not prime time receivers. But when you're a quarterback like that, you don't need prime time receivers like that. I forgot he had Devontae Adams too, right?
Hey, yo, Pat, and that's the fact. Think about it. Think about the Patriots, right? Tom Brady had he didn't even have that many wide receivers on his team, but guess
what?
He
only had. You're right, because Tom Brady only had Julian Edelman as a number one because Hogan only had less than 500 yards every time he was with New England,
and he still made the playoffs, right?
And he still made the playoffs.
The man won a Super Bowl with Julian Edelman, Chris Hogan, and whoever the other receiver was.
Why do you think that people say Tom Brady's the GOAT? Because he didn't have number two receivers like that.
Tom Brady never
You're saying that Tom Brady didn't have receivers though. This past year, he had Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin.
We're not talking about this past year, Logan.
I'm talking about New England.
Not Logan. Benny, we don't mean this year. We mean all time. You don't mean.
So he had, let's think. He had Randy Moss, Wes Welker, Julian Edelman was a good receiver.
No.
When he had Randy Moss and Wes Welker, didn't he go 18-0 and got beat by us in the Super Bowl?
Exactly.
Yup.
He went 18-0, but he didn't complain. Now did he?
I'm not
like Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers complaining.
Wait,
I am not saying
Benny.
Okay, then that makes sense.
Benny. Before we come to say this, remember Tom Brady? He beat the Seattle Seahawks with the legacy of Boomer defense with that offense.
And remember when they beat the Falcons on a 28-3,
and he came back 25 points.
But those guys they had,
come on,
those guys.
No, come on, man.
Come on.
What's up, man?
Here's the thing. I'm not.
Only had 400 yards in his career in that time.
Wait, hold up, everybody. Did we all forget? They also beat the Rams, who had a very strong defense at the time.
Well, the Rams did horrible that game. You cannot say they did.
No.
Oh hell no.
The Rams cannot score a point that game. You cannot.
All right. Look at the rest of the season. Look at the rest of the season in the games they had. A good defense and a good offense, and Jared Goff was really good at that time. He's not really good right now.
Here's what we're saying: Aaron Rodgers had way more weapons than Tom Brady ever did.
Yes, true. That's true.
Wait, what?
Huh?
I'm not saying. When did I say Tom Brady was not like clutch or something like that? I'm so confused.
Nobody said that. But still,
wait, hold on, Benny.
Aaron Rodgers never was a clutch like that.
But wait, you guys are okay. I think this is the problem. You guys are comparing trying to compare Aaron Rodgers to the greatest player in NFL history.
We're meaning clutch. We don't mean that he's a good
player. I'm comparing situations. Tom Brady has been way far less situations than what Aaron Rodgers is in right now.
He's had
you can't expect everybody to be the greatest player in NFL.
Time out.
We're not saying he's the greatest player in NFL history. We're saying own up to your
Peyton Manning didn't have really, really good receivers like Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers had.
Aaron Rodgers had playmakers for years. Aaron
Rodgers they haven't invested into a first-round receiver.
Listen, Vinny. Look. Why do you think Pat left? He disagree.
But it's all good. We all have our disagreements. It's all good. All good.
I'm not saying. Here's the thing. I'm not saying Tom Brady is. I never discrediting Tom Brady or anything. What I'm saying is, look at this. Okay, do you guys like the Rashawn Gary pick on draft night? Did you like the Rashawn Gary pick? Or do you not know Rashawn Gary?
I'm a Packers fan.
I'm not a Packers fan.
Because I didn't like that.
They take.
I'm not
I did, okay. Fan. Well, I didn't like the pick when that happened. They could have had guys like Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, guys like that, Jeffrey Simmons. There's plenty of good players that went after him. That is way better.
What pick did the Packers have that year?
They had pick 12, and they spent on Rashawn Gary, who, by the way, didn't even start that year because they took out the Smith brothers, Preston and Zadarius Smith.
He was a rookie.
You call Tom Brady a bum?
He was the 12th pick. What do you mean?
Benny, time out. Biz just called Tom Brady a bum.
Andy Dalton.
That's just trolling it.
Andy Dalton is being biased again. Come on, Andy Dalton. You can't be biased this time on Brady.
It's all good.
I'm not being biased. What do you mean? What?
All I know is that guy is an underachiever.
Yep.
He's an underachiever. I don't care how great he is. I don't care how good he can throw the ball. I don't care how much he tries to play.
I agree he's an underachiever. But the fact that you think that the Packers organization is doing everything in their favor to put the pieces around it is just not true. That's just not true.
Let me tell you something. You know how many times Packers always had a bad draft and they still went to the playoffs?
Pat,
wait. I'm not discrediting Tom Brady. I don't know why you're coming at me for Tom Brady.
You basically though.
He's the but Tom Brady was the greatest player of all time. You can't expect. I understand Aaron Rodgers is great, but you can't expect everybody to do the things that Tom Brady does. Tom Brady is Tom Brady. You can't expect anybody to do it. You can't expect Trevor Lawrence. You can't expect Joe Burrow. You can't expect Justin Herbert, who had a great year. You can't expect anybody, even if they look like they could be the greatest quarterback. I hate people that are calling Pat Mahomes saying he needs to win.
Have to deal with Brady though.
You can't deal
exactly, and that's what I'm trying to say. What does this have to do with Tom Brady?
Yeah, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady won 20.
Tom Brady's on an island, and everyone else.
This is Tom Brady, and this is everybody else.
Hey, Pat, how about you put Tom Brady on the Packers? Put him on the Packers.
Tom Brady will win the Super Bowl, bro.
I bet you the Packers will do at least the same or go to the Super Bowl if they had Tom Brady.
Exactly, but that's called Tom Brady there. That's Tom Brady for you. That's the greatest.
Aaron Rodgers is considered the greatest quarterback that's ever stepped on the field as far as talent-wise.
I never said that.
So a lot of quarterbacks can't do what Aaron Rodgers does.
Yeah.
If you're that elevated as a quarterback, there should be no excuses. You're getting to the NFC Championship game year after year after year.
There's no excuse.
So you're basically saying if you're good, you have to be. You're basically saying if you're good, you have to be at the level. You have to be playing at the level of the greatest player of all time, who's way better than anybody
No,
ever.
he doesn't mean that. He said
Nobody's
he makes
saying
the
that.
NFC
I'm saying
championship.
you should be able to get to the Super Bowl and win if you're
He
getting
did
to the
win a
NFC
Super Bowl,
Championship game
by the way.
year after year after year. And let's be
He
real,
only
that
has
guy
one
won that
ring.
that guy won that Super Bowl with Brett Favre's team.
How would you put Eli Manning on the Packers and guarantee he'll have more than?
In the playoffs of the
How
regular season.
How about he get put in that situation when Seattle, when Russell Wilson for those 2 to 3 years didn't have anybody out there and was still balling and he didn't complain.
Yeah. Wait, Russell Wilson didn't have anybody?
Who was Russell Wilson balling with after the Legion of Boom broke up?
Yeah,
I'm trying to think. Who was
This
was
is
Marshall
him,
Lynch
brother.
brother?
Him
Tyler
and Tyler Lockett. That was it. Him and
That's
Tyler
it.
Lockett.
It wasn't
had
no. It wasn't no.
absolutely
It wasn't
no one
no
else.
Doug Baldwin.
Doug Baldwin
Doug Baldwin.
retired. Their
Marshawn
offensive
Lynch.
What
line
about
was
Golden
hurt.
Tate? Was he still there?
Wait, Marshawn Lynch was out.
No,
Yeah,
Marshawn Lynch
Lynch
retired.
signed with the Raiders after.
Right.
Yeah.
And the whole Legion of Boom was gone. That whole defense changed. His offensive line got changed. His tight end was gone. Jimmy Graham was gone.
Yeah.
His running back was gone. All the receivers, Doug Baldwin.
Wait,
what
did he
was-
win
what was
Did he
number
win a Super
15?
Bowl then? Wait, did he win a Super Bowl then?
No, he didn't.
He didn't win a Super Bowl. So why are you saying? So you're
But
giving
he
credit.
could, but Aaron Rodgers has a better situation than that, right? And Russell Wilson was still getting to the second round of
Yeah,
playoffs,
that's
almost to the
the
NFC
How far did
Championship
the
game.
Seahawks make it though? How far?
Well,
did they make
To the
he
divisional round.
carried the Seahawks
divisional
to where
round?
they were. Like,
Yeah,
if you take
Exactly.
Russell Wilson off of the
it? They made it to the
Seahawks for
divisional
that
round.
time,
I'm not giving discredit to
wouldn't be as
Russell Wilson,
big.
but you can't compare that. They
What do
did
you
to the
mean?
He
divisional
didn't
round.
commit Russell.
his main complaint is that the organization is not doing anything.
I never
to
said
get
I
to
agree
the
with.
Super Bowl. That's
I
his
never said I
complaint.
completely
Pat,
agree with
Listen,
that.
listen. How you complaining if you're at the NFC Championship game? How you complaining for that?
I'm not
No.
complaining for the NFC Championship game though. That's where you guys are misunderstanding me.
I
Okay.
need to explain
Here, wait.
yourself.
Look, I've already. Wait. Just let me get my point. Okay.
Yeah,
I am
okay,
not
go.
saying Aaron Rodgers is right to do what he's doing right now. I'm not saying it's all the Packers organization's fault. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers should be requesting a trade right now. I'm not saying he's right. Here's what I'm saying. Jaden.
Don't worry
By
about
the
me.
way, what I'm saying is that that the Packers organization, in my opinion, has not done everything so perfectly to build a great team around him. I'm not saying they built a bad team around him. I'm not saying they built I'm not saying they built even an okay team around him. They built a good team around him. But what I'm saying is that there are a lot of spots where they could have built a better team around him. And I think that's a fair point to make. I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers should want out. But what I'm saying
Well,
is
he
that
should
there's
be able
spots-
to work
a lot of
around
spots-
the thing he
man.
has.
What's
You
going
can't
on, Lou?
keep asking
That's
him
very
We
for
got
weird.
Lou
I'm
in
not
the
saying Aaron
chat.
Rodgers
everything weird.
But what I'm saying
Well,
is
he
that
should
there's
be able
spots-
to
a
work
lot of
What
around
the hell is that? Echo.
You hear me?
Who's that?
Yeah, I can hear you, Lou.
Somebody's got echo.
Yeah.
Do you have somebody got the stream up?
It's not
Right.
me.
Yeah, that's me. My bad.
Okay. There we go.
Benny,
But hey, I'm gonna fill in Lou what we're talking about right now. We're talking about the Aaron Rodgers situation right now. Should he be complaining about the Packers organization about not building around him, and the whole thing about them drafting Jordan Love 2 years ago?
Oh, I don't blame the Jordan Love thing. I actually don't even care about that as much, although I don't think it was the best way for them to go. It's mainly the AJ Dillon and also what was the other one? The
Let
Rashawn
me tell
Gary.
you why. They tell you why they had to took whatever her name is, Love.
AJ Dillon.
Because first of all, they will be a top 20 pick, and they probably would not trade down like that and get good quarterbacks.
You hear me?
Wait, who are you talking about? Zeke, who are you talking about?
I said that, right? Julian Love, right? He was the
Jordan
best.
Love? Yeah.
What?
Jordan Love, you're talking about?
Yeah, Jordan Love, whatever his name is. Yeah. He's the best. He was one like top 3. What wasn't he like top 3
Yeah,
best quarterback in that draft?
Yes,
he
he
was
was.
considered to be
All
a
right.
top 3
So
quarterback, yeah.
when Aaron Rodgers leaves, he'll probably be a pretty good quarterback in the Packers because he has weapons.
Yeah.
You believe in Jordan
So-
Love?
I think
Everyone-
Jordan Love will be fine,
in
but
Jordan Love.
that's not. But I don't know how you're defending taking a power back who's barely gonna play in the second round over important players that could help your team a lot.
How
I'm
did
just
he get
confused.
to the
What I'm
Well,
trying to say
well,
is,
championship
Benny,
game? How did he get there?
that they were trying. Well, Williams, that running back that left us off
Yep,
season.
Jamal Williams.
Yeah, Jamal Williams, and he left to the Lions.
Oh yeah,
and
so you're taking
Aaron
a back.
Jones he originally wanted to go to Miami, so they had to think about the running back position.
Yeah, but
somewhere
here's the
down
thing:
the
they
line.
ended up signing Aaron Jones, and so
Well, yeah,
running
why
backs
they
aren't
keep
that.
him
need another
around
running
Aaron?
back to
They keep him
complement
around
Aaron
Aaron
Jones.
Rodgers. That's what the organization is doing for
They
him. They
still
kept him
need
around for Aaron Rodgers to keep that weapon there for him.
Yeah.
That's what
And
they
they ended
did.
up signing Aaron Jones again. Basically, so spending a lot of their money and also spending a second round pick instead of getting either. Look, AJ Dillon would be a fine signing if they didn't re-sign Aaron Jones this season for a big contract. But they end up doing that. Now they can't get a different type of
And
different.
if they didn't sign Aaron Jones, he'll be complaining about that. Why didn't you sign one of my biggest playmakers to come back and play with me?
Exactly.
Okay, well,
That
I'm
was the
not
smartest move they
defending
could have
Aaron.
done.
But here's the thing: I think you guys are confused. I'm not defending Aaron Rodgers on that part, though. I'm not defending him complaining. I am just defending a small part of his argument, which is that the Packers organization haven't done the best job, all parts. You know.
Okay, that sounds better. That sounds better.
That sounds a little.
I
That sounds
never
better.
said that. I think that I've never said that I was completely on Aaron Rodgers' side. I since the beginning I've been. I don't really like Aaron Rodgers, honestly. I never liked his personality because he just sighs at everything. But look, I think that. But I can agree with him on the small part, which is okay. You don't have to agree with every single part of it, an opinion. You can agree with parts of it, and I agree with a part of his opinion, which is that the Packers organization definitely could have been. There's a parts where they could have done better.
That's
There
true.
you go.
That's true. That's
Yo,
that's better.
G Nation, thank you for tuning in, bro. This is the co-host of the True Big Blue podcast, the new co-host since Online Big Blue retired. So y'all give him a hand and
from the podcast or from all of YouTube.
All of YouTube, I believe.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Mhm.
Wait, he didn't.
So what you think about the whole situation with Aaron Rodgers over there in Green Bay? And no, I do not want to trade for Aaron Rodgers, by the way.
Oh no, definitely.
Not for anything.
Are you asking
What
me?
you think about it? Yeah, what you think about it, Lou?
I don't want Aaron Rodgers anywhere near the MetLife Stadium unless he's coming to get spanked by us and he's the visiting team. I mean, he's first of all, he's too high maintenance. He's not a team player. He comes out on the podium and talks about his coach, talks about the play scheme, talks about his receivers, his defense. The organization not getting him help. He talks about everything about the common denominator in that scenario. Him. Every time they've had a chance, he doesn't come up big in the big game.
He's a Giants player. He doesn't act like a Giants player.
Not saying he's not a good player.
Yeah.
But he's not clutch. And I heard you guys earlier saying something about Eli. Now, overall, statistically, Aaron Rodgers might be the better quarterback. Yeah. But in the big game, Easy E every time.
Every time we need an Eli.
Record. Matter of fact, we beat him in the playoffs to go get one of them rings.
Exactly.
We beat Brett Favre to go get a ring, and we beat Aaron Rodgers to go get a ring. With a Hail Mary to boot.
And we did it twice.
What's going on, Classified? But yeah, that guy, man, I got a video coming out on that guy right after this live goes off. I'm just tired of people giving him excuse after excuse after excuse.
I don't want him. I don't think we can afford him. Yes. And I think it would disrupt the process which we already have in place, and it would kill our quarterback's confidence. Now, the best case scenario is we ball out this year, right? And we find out that Daniel Jones is everything that they were saying he was when we drafted him. Worst case scenario, he stinks up the joint. We take our 2 first-round picks and we go get a guy, right? But then that sets us back another year or two to learn the system and see what we got in that guy. So right now, I think it would be better to not even entertain the conversation and let our quarterback's confidence keep growing. Let this O-line gel together. Let us take this OTAs and off-season. Preseason mini camp and preseason, and attack it with authority, with efficiency, and come out this season and show everybody why the name is the New York Football Giants.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
Y'all
that
had
guy's
a
not
really
that,
good draft. I think y'all had an amazing draft.
now. I do want to get to G Nation because he was a little bit late. The amount of disrespect that we've been receiving, they have us third in the NFC East and almost the same number odds as winning the NFC East as the Philadelphia Eagles. So they're saying we're almost just as bad as the Philadelphia Eagles. How you feel about that, bro?
I love it. I love it because the last time we won the Super Bowl, we came out the gate 0-2 and everybody was talking trash about us. And the Super Bowl before that, we came out the gate and was 0-2 and everybody was talking trash about us. And both of them Super Bowl runs, Tom Coughlin was supposed to be getting fired. Eli Manning was going to get traded and all this other craziness. We were so horrible. We stunk and all this other stuff. So let them keep hating. That's when we at our best. That's one thing about the New York Giants. You know, most of the fans are from the New York or the New York City area. So,
Yes,
you know, we're a tough, gritty people with thick skin, and we like that. Go ahead and count me out. So when I show up, you stuck with your mouth open, looking crazy, dumbfounded.
For sure, man.
That's exactly what we always do. We always shut the haters up when we need to shut them up. We might not start off the way you want us to. Eli might not get it done as flying fancy as like an Aaron Rodgers or how John Elway would do or Tom Brady, but he was just effective when he needed to be.
Facts.
Oh, but he could wow you when he needed to. That pass to
Exactly.
Manningham on the sideline, or that helmet catch breaking out of that sack. You know, I mean, he was clutch, man. That San Francisco game, twisting his helmet around, getting up time after time. That man had quarterback in his blood. Game, twisting his helmet around, getting up time after time.
You might have the stream going, Joe.
In his blood. Game, twisting his helmet around.
I'm sorry. There we go.
All right. What's going on, Joe?
What's
But
going on?
that's what Eli did for us, man. And I'd rather have Eli's career than Aaron Rodgers' career. I'm sorry.
See, but
I'm just that type of guy.
People underestimate Eli's football IQ. Eli was a guy that was in the building at 5 a.m. and was the last guy to leave. Eli was a guy who studied film, who studied the playbook, who knew defenses, who knew when it was a disguised blitz or when they were switching up packages, when they was in motion, when they was trying to throw you off, when they was trying to get you to expose your play. He would check out and he would do things according to what the defense was showing him. Daniel Jones is in his second system in his second year. I don't think he's that smart yet. I'm not saying that he's dumb. I'm just saying I don't think he's that smart yet. He hasn't had enough time in one system to be that good or that efficient. So this year, with all the weapons around him and some actual time in preseason minicamp and preseason, you know, we should get a better gauge of what we got in the kid.
Yeah, we should. And
Sure, yeah.
I always go back to the point that you always said that you believe he was put in there too early. He didn't really get his full year to learn behind Eli Manning, and that's what hurt him.
He'd be a monster right now. If he'd have sat behind Eli for 1 year, even though Eli didn't want to be a backup, he didn't mind being a teacher as a starter. And he would have imparted all his knowledge on him and would have been able to leave that stadium with more dignity than what the organization granted him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Joe, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show.
And Daniel Jones would have been a better quarterback for it.
He would have.
We got King Bear Joel.
Eli had great longevity too. Like he was one of those quarterbacks that always never missed a game. Like he was always gonna come and show up and not
Ben Wackapoo ruined that.
That is true. Eli Manning started every game.
Yes.
Iron Man.
And never got injured.
Tony Stark.
Yep. That's the way he played, man. He played all out, and for some reason he never got hurt, and he was always there. He was always dependable.
until
Never
Ben McAdoo
complained.
ruined his
His-
streak. Until
His
McAdoo
O-line
ruined his
protected
streak.
him. His O-line protected him.
Exactly.
And guess what? Two of them guys were undrafted. Seibert
Exactly.
and Sean O'Hara. So all this hate about the now drafting the offensive linemen. I got 2 videos out right now about 4 offensive linemen that we have signed since
And they're
February.
coming in to compete. They're coming in to compete.
2 of them are professionals that have experience with a lot of reps and snaps, and 2 of them are undrafted free agents. But you put that with a healthy Nate Solder who sat out for a year, who gave his body time to recuperate, who has a memory of winning championships and Super Bowls in New England. He's going to bring that confidence and that knowledge to impart on the rookies. And like I said about Daniel Jones, with a preseason mini camp and preseason, I think it looks pretty good. I'm going to be optimistic. I'm not going to bash him just yet. Now, by week 5, if they still getting sacked like crazy and just letting people run all through the line, then I'm going to start throwing flags and blowing whistles and going on rants all over YouTube.
Yeah, you're going to have to. But I think Nate Solder might play a little bit better, too, because he had family issues going on as well during that time period as well.
Yeah.
So he had a lot of family issues going on that he was thinking about. And who knows how that could have affected his play. So who knows?
If nothing else, I mean, at least that veteran presence, because we got a lot of young guys on that O-line now, and that memory of winning. You know, we got a bunch of guys on the O-line now who haven't won nothing in the NFL. They're all new.
Exactly.
So when you have a guy who has rings, you know, they can kind of look up to that and ask questions, and you know, they won't be as, because, you know, as guys, we don't want to look like we in awe of another man. You know, you got that macho-ness about you. You don't want to go, oh, I can do what he can do. So a lot of times they'll be scared to ask a veteran for tips or ways to get better and improve. But when they see that ring, they're like, hey, you know what? I'll swallow my pride and ask him some questions because he's earned a ring.
Exactly.
Here, if you don't mind, I'm going to chime in here for a second.
Go ahead, Joe.
Thank y'all, Pat, for having me on. I've been fighting with this YouTube thing, and I needed some Giants love, man. Oh, I'm so glad that you guys are on right now. This is giving me a major headache.
I'm gonna head out.
But
all right, Nate.
All right, Nate. You know,
peace out.
All right. Let's look. You know, how many elite quarterbacks are there in the NFL? I mean, elite 5.
Not many. Yeah.
Not
many.
Yeah.
Now this is out of the whole population of the United States of America. There's 5 people alive right now that can be an elite quarterback. That is such a small number. It's not even funny. So if you can get an average or better than average quarterback, you're in the top 15 percentile of the NFL.
And then just build around him and scheme to fit. Play to his strengths.
You know, like you guys were just talking about Eli. At the end of his second year, they wanted to run him out of town.
Right.
Daniel Jones, they wanted to run him out of town. Phil Simms, they wanted to run him out of town. Guys, let's remember, this is, you know, it's hard to play quarterback in the NFL. So if we can get average or above average and win games, I think, you know, winning solves a lot. Winning takes care of all the problems. Oh, I think I'm cutting out.
Yeah, you're kind of low.
Yes. Okay, I think I'm back. But you know, we're gonna have to take this baby steps, guys. I mean, we're not going to be Super Bowl contenders overnight. All we want to be is contenders right now, right? Win the division, battle for the division, maybe get in the playoffs. You know, I get on here and say 12-5. Yeah, I'm a Giants fan. I'm going to say 12-5. That's the fandom talking. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to believe. Realistically, we win 10 games. We win double-digit. We have double-digit wins this year. It's a successful year. We load up next year on what our needs are, just like what Judge did this year in the preseason and the offseason. Looked at guys, watched film, studied, talked, made phone calls. They were in the office for 16, 18 hours, if not all 24 hours.
If we go 10-7, I still think we make the playoffs. We'll probably be a wild card and have to play the number 2 seed. But I think we'll still get in the playoffs at 10-7. And if we do, or even if we don't, 10-7, that's a good year for this team because that's a major step forward. It's a winning record, and then we'll be in the playoff race at the end of the year, not because the division is terrible, it's because we're actually playing good football.
All
So
right, I'm
that's
about to head out right now.
all
See
right,
you.
Benny.
All right,
All right,
later, Benny.
Benny.
Last year was a decent year for a first-year head coach. You know, like who was taking over a team that was really, like, let's be honest, was really like a dumpster fire.
No, that was a
Right.
great year for a first-year head coach because they fought for him in every game, even the games
Every
that we lost.
game they fought.
Had
That
no
showed that
reason.
he
really a
had that
good
locker
year.
room.
That's why we have confidence talking about the Giants now, because the way we saw them fight last year, that roster was not a very good roster. It wasn't.
And here's the thing: if Daniel Jones, like Joe, you said, if he performs above average, right, and he takes those good glimpses that he had last year, and he builds upon that this year, I'm gonna call him the guy for this future for this team, because I feel like the coach came out, the general manager came out and said, you know what, you have a lot this year, like you have a lot put on you, and I'm sure he knows that he has a lot of pressure this year as well. So if he comes out and he's balling, or if he's playing above average and he takes this team to the playoffs, I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to be the guy for his franchise without barring any injury, of course.
I'll take it one further. I believe if we win 9 games, they're not going to try to get rid of him.
Nah,
yeah.
if we win
If
9
we
games.
win 9 games and just miss the playoffs, I think we roll with them.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Because you
hearing that.
got 10 picks next year. That's more than enough to build around the man.
Yeah, and if he has an amazing season, you got to keep building around
As
him.
long as it's 9 wins and not like 35 interceptions and 10 fumbles. Not
Yeah.
you know, if the games that we're losing are because of him, then I would say, you know, there's some issues to address, you know, and might need to go get another quarterback. But if we just miss the playoffs and it's not because he was fumbling all over the place and throwing interceptions and making poor choices, if it's just, you know, we lost a few games and didn't make the playoffs, but overall he played well enough to show that he is a good quarterback, he has all the skills and the tools to be the guy, then I continue to build around him. I don't just throw him away like that.
If Daniel Jones has 9 interceptions or less, 5 fumbles or less, I consider that a good season.
Hell yeah.
Because even Tom Brady throws 2 or 3 picks a game. Brett Favre would be a turnover machine, but still win the game. So if Daniel throws 2 interceptions and we still win by 12, 14, 17 points, whatever it is, I mean, even if it's 3 points, but, you know, we're driving to win it.
Yeah, the guy has serious potential.
I agree, Miz. I listen, we're just talking about potential scenarios, and I was just saying that if we just come up short but still win 9 games, and we show that we're fighting all through them other games that we lose, and Daniel Jones is not the sole purpose that we lose those other 9 games, or 8 games, then yeah, we roll with him. Now, if we miss the playoffs and it's solely because of Daniel Jones, then yeah, you know, there's
a conversation to be had.
But I honestly believe that we traded well, we drafted well. I believe we have all the right coaches in the building, minus the Jason Garrett. And I think he's going to have a good year. I think he's going to show us who he really is, because he has no choice now.
Wait, what's your guys' stats for Jones this year?
I said 30 touchdowns and like 13 interceptions.
Miz, my guy.
What's going on, Miz?
You made me call. I wasn't gonna call, but you made me call. You guys sucking me right in like an ice cream sundae. You know?
Come on, Joe, help me out, Joe.
I'm gonna tell you what I feel.
Macho, what's good, Macho?
Jones gonna have a big year, and the reason I say this, I told you before. Barkley is the biggest key to Jones' season, but now they added Kadarius Toney, who could do a lot of the same things, and Jones could just dump the ball off to the guy, and he'll continue to get first downs. I'm telling you, Jones gonna have a big year.
I don't expect Daniel to throw a lot of touchdowns, though, guys, to be honest, because, you know, Judge proved he wants to run that ball. He wants to run that rock into the end
And
zone.
Barkley has a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, Barkley stays healthy. I can see him having a 1,400 yards.
Barkley has something to prove, not only because he feels like he let the team down, which he didn't, but that's how he feels. That's the type of person he is. And because he's coming up on a contract. And I'm sure he wants that money, especially after that surgery. He's earned it. So he's going to come out with a big chip on his shoulder, and he's going to bust some heads.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say he has like at least 27 touchdowns this year.
I would be happy with 20. If we're winning and pounding.
You understand something, right? You understand? Yo, Jones
Green crazy.
35 touchdowns. He leads them on these long drives, and they end up with Barkley running it in. You know what I mean?
Right there, right there. Yes.
I'm gonna continue to say this. I don't think this offense is gonna be something like a Chiefs or some offense like everybody's thinking they want to be. I believe they're getting these players to be a consistent offense, and what I mean by that is you run. When they come up for that run, you hit them over deep with Galladay across the middle, or you go over the top with Tony, or you hit them with a quick screen. The screenplay is going to be amazing this year.
But that's something that was missing in the Giants offense last year, and a lot of people admitted that we did not have the big play. The big play makes a big difference in wins and losses. And now that we have that big play capability, like you just said, Pat, but that's one of the things they have to have in this offense is try to throw the ball downfield past 30 yards or more. And then the yards after catch is huge. Tony's going to lead the league in contact and yards after contact.
Yeah.
Him and Barkley.
Barkley is going to be the key this year. Reason why is because I believe Joe Judge, as well as our offensive coordinator, Jason Garrett, wants to run the offense through our top running back. Remember, the running back was very important in all those Jason Garrett offenses in Dallas back in the day, even with T.O., even when they had T.O., even when they had Roy Williams, all the way up to Des Bryant and Austin. JDW Sports, what's going on, bro? I believe the running back is key in this offense.
I'm gonna get on the laptop.
And I just think they're gonna run the pass, man. They're gonna run the pass.
Hey.
All right, yeah, Miss going to jump on his laptop.
Okay.
Pat, the game that I looked to last year that really had me like sold on Jones and was like, okay, he might be the guy. I know
Soon Cook.
I forgot your name, but big play Slay. I don't mean to come at your team, but the game really both games versus Philly, but the first game versus Philly, that made me like really believe like he could be the guy, because as much as I know y'all are older fans, so y'all go back, but as long as I've been a Giants fan, we were never, ever, as long as I've been watching football, never, ever was able to beat Philly prime time in Philly with when they were wearing them all black uniforms. I have like so many bad memories when we played Philly. The game where Victor Cruz got hurt, I think we got blown out. We didn't even score a point. They beat us like 20-something-0.
That took all the air out the stadium, man. That was Victor Cruz.
Right.
Yep. And then we lost to them with Sam Bradford. And then the year before last, we thought we was gonna win the game with Eli, and then they came back on us. But obviously, Daniel Jones was about to make us break the curse. I call it a curse for me. He was about to break the curse of beating Philly prime time in Philly. I'm like, damn, this dude running off for 80 yards. I know he tripped, but this dude running for 80 yards. This dude. Hold on, my dog's crying. I'm sorry. But this dude hit Sterling Shepard in the end zone, threw a perfect dime to Golden Tate, and he put the ball on the money to seal the game to Evan Ingram. He just dropped the ball.
And then Evan Ingram dropped the ball. Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, And really, all the games that we needed, like that were divisional games and that like had like playoff circumstances, like when we
That's
played
true,
Washington.
JDW.
He showed fight. He showed fight in all the
Yes.
must-win games. Even
When-
coming back out there hurt and not having his mobility. That's what Judge was addressing at the podium.
Back then, most people thought that he was fine, like he was like 80%. I said no, he's still hurt, like he's still hurt versus Dallas.
Yes,
like he's still hurt, and he threw like what 2 touchdowns, and then Sterling Shepard had the rushing touchdown. Or does that count as a passing touchdown?
If it's caught from the pass, it's a
that one was like a screen. That was a rushing touchdown.
Okay, so he had 2 passing touchdowns. And
one to Shepard, one to Pettis.
And like even though he threw the 2 interceptions against Tampa Bay, we had like 38 seconds left on the clock, and he delivered the ball to go in the back of the end zone. So I'm like, okay,
which was a beautiful ball, by the way.
Yes, a beautiful ball. And then he kind of ruined it. He didn't throw the ball like early to Deion Lewis. Yeah, it should have been pass interference, but you still got to get that ball out. But I'm just like, all right, we got some glimpses here. Like he could be top 10, you know.
But those 2 picks,
Yeah, but what stuck out to me is how he didn't lose his confidence after.
Yeah, Louis, bro. Louis sitting in the locker room. Yo, Lou, I like that picture. Sorry, Ash. Go ahead.
That's how I be having all that secret information, bro.
Yo, you gotta help me get a picture, man, because I got nothing but curtains.
That is dope, though, G.
Thank you.
My stuff's supposed to be here tomorrow. Then I can look more professional.
Yeah.
We're waiting on you, Joe.
Hey, I got the camera, so
Yeah, you got it going.
Oh, that's why he said he was helping, giving them some. He had a headache. He's been fighting with YouTube. He's trying to link the camera.
Oh, I can't get anybody to view my channel. I don't have a video on it yet, but it keeps saying that this file's not found. And I'm pulling my hair out of my friggin' head. See, it's going bald. I got a receding hairline starting now. Pretty soon I'm going to start doing this, have no facial hair left.
Yeah, I might have to give you my number, Joe. And I might be able to tell you how to do it. I might be able to figure out what's wrong.
Where it says a new channel sometimes takes 24 to 48 hours.
Have, Joe?
Pardon?
Joe, what phone do you have?
What do I have?
Phone.
The camera.
Oh no, it's not my phone. This is a webcam that I bought.
No, I know that, but literally, well, you're probably not as like tech savvy, but literally, if you go view my videos, everything I do it all on my phone, the edits, everything.
Yeah, I just bought a 64. I just bought a 64 gig flash drive for my phone so that I can record video, and I got a stand like what Lou showed me there about a week or two. It's got a light, a built-in mic, and a tripod, all in one. That's how I'm going to shoot my.
All the animations and stuff, I do it on this app on my phone. It's really dope. So that's why I was like, if you have trouble, you could probably like use your phone for something.
Yeah, I'm using OBS Studio and Windows Movie Maker for my editing and live stream and all that stuff.
Okay.
That I'm getting kind of figured out right now. The hardest part is getting it so you guys can sub to my channel. I can't get you guys to find it, so that's where I said I'm pulling my hair out.
I subbed to you already. I subbed to you when you subbed to mine.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh no, that Joel is
What's the name?
Classified 3F with Joel.
Joel.
If Joseph's still in the chat, see if we can get Joel's link in the chat so they can subscribe to his new channel.
Yeah, I gotta subscribe, Joe.
It's Classified 3F with Joel is the name of it.
Well, I'll put your name on there. Hold on.
I gotta someone help me get up a picture. I'm gonna have my background picture. I got a picture of the 4 Lombardis in the glass stand in MetLife, and I want to put that up.
But when people go to find it, it says file not found. So I don't know if I got to upload a video to get it to be found or what. So
I usually just have my vinyls in my background that's on my wall. But I'm gonna have to take them down soon when I move down to North Carolina.
That's what we keep the kids around for, to help me out with this crap. Yeah. But I don't even think I'll tell you this much. Going back to football, is Aaron Rodgers wishes he could be a Giant because they're loaded with an arsenal that Green Bay don't have.
Hey, I'm
He
telling
looks
you,
at
man.
he looks at the Giants and he's foaming, Pat. I'm telling you that. But he's not coming to the NFC team. They're gonna trade him to Denver.
Yeah, and Denver will be pretty good until they get to the championship game.
Yeah.
That's where Aaron Rodgers is.
Yeah.
And I'm not comparing him
to being clutch.
I'm not comparing Jones to Rodgers. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Jones is Rodgers, but you know what? At this point where we stand, I'm not giving up on Jones for Rodgers, and I'm not paying him $37 million a year. And no, I'm not giving me first round picks. No, I'm not.
I'm not
You know what I
betting
mean?
the house on him because that's what we'd be doing. We'd be gambling. We'd be betting the house
betting the whole
on
house
a 37-year-old quarterback who's known to throw tantrums and could be a potential cancer into the culture that we've built here. No thanks.
And who knows? Daniel Jones can have an amazing season this year for you guys. Like, you still don't know what you have in him. Like, this is his breakout year. You got to give him time to, like,
he can discount, double check himself over to Jeopardy.
Fans,
And I want to get two other opinions on what we were talking about earlier. I don't know if you were watching
Like
Miz and Joe. Right. But a lot of people are making excuses for this guy, saying that the Packers haven't built the team around him correctly, even though they've made 2 of the past 3 NFC championship games.
Yeah, I heard you earlier. Yeah.
And he's won the MVP with those same guys that they say are not up to caliber to get Rodgers where he wants to be. What do you guys think about that?
See, I look back at when people were saying that they should have drafted a wide receiver last year. Like, I looked deep into their wide receiver group, and I actually find it ironic how people could say that those receivers are bad. Like, Devontae Adams, he's elite, of course, but like those 2 other receivers that they have on that depth chart, Allen Lazard and MVS, they're pretty solid, and they complement what's called Devontae Adams. And that's something Rodgers can work with, and the team around him is pretty solid. So, like, he can't keep complaining more and more and then causing tantrums. That's why.
He also has Robert at his
You're a Philadelphia Eagle fan?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Slay got a pass, man. Slay,
that's cool. That's cool. He's talking football.
I'm gonna be respectful to you, Giants.
No, he's
fans.
a kid, so I'm not gonna wait to him. I'm just baffled that he's in the stream just chilling, like, not saying no crazy stuff. Because
I was saying the same exact thing when I seen Big Play Slade. He wanted to call in. I was like, uh-oh. And then he came on. He was chill, man.
I'm gonna rock with you, Giants.
Hold on. I'm gonna answer that Packer question.
Yeah, my bad. Go ahead, Liz.
I tell you my idea on. I've never changed my mind all through the years, man. When I heard people talk all this stuff about Rodgers being like God, you know what, Rodgers? I got news for you. Rodgers, Brett Favre was better than Rodgers. He still is. And if you ask any fan in Green Bay, they tell you right away. Now, the thing about Rodgers, man, his arrogance has gone to his head. Like, deeply, it's gone to his head. Because he's allowed his arrogance to actually think that he's higher than the entire damn organization. And that's not a cool thing when you're a quarterback. Even though you are great and you are a legend, you should still play the humble game for the players around you. And I think that's part of the reason why they haven't gotten over the hump the last few years.
I think the guy thinks he's bigger than the game, period.
Yeah.
I was
not just the Packers, the whole game.
Mic'd up with Max Webster was nice enough to let me break his channel on his channel. And he asked me that same question. I'm going to tell you the same thing I told him. This man wins 12, 13 games a year. He's always in the MVP race. He's an MVP candidate. He has MVP titles, but he only has 1 ring. Now, out of the last 3 years, he's been to the NFC Championship game twice. But a team that wins 13 games, 12 games a year should not be getting blown out in the NFC Championship game.
He can't get the monkey off his back.
Well, is it a monkey, or he just can't get that team over to the top because they do get blown out? He's a great quarter. He's got great quarterback skills. He's a great quarterback. A lot of guys would like to have him on his team, but Eli in the playoffs would take it up a notch.
Yeah, Eli was clutch in the
Is
playoffs.
Rodgers playing always at his top notch, and his top notch is just not enough good enough in the big moments?
Choke artist.
I agree with you.
But I feel
have
it's
no
not
other-
100%. Not that I'm not saying. Listen, I totally understand. I don't like the guy's personality. There's a reason that his family hasn't spoken to him in 8-9 years. That tells you a lot. But the
Right.
thing is, the Packers players, the team around him is not. They don't have the guts that those Giants teams had around Eli. You know what I mean?
Well, that just proves what Pat said. If his own family ain't spoke to him in 8 years, not only does he think he's bigger than the game, he thinks he's bigger than his own damn family.
Right.
I don't know if you know the story. Nobody in his family, including his 5 or 6 siblings, nobody's spoken to him in about 8-9 years. He's chosen to shut them out.
Wow.
And I don't know how you do that to your family.
Yeah, I know that story. There's a lot of background to that story. I don't get into people's personal lives, but that is true. He hasn't spoke to his family in nearly a decade, and I mean no one in his family, like no one in his family. That guy is as arrogant as they come. I would probably be the type of guy if I was on a team with him to punch him in the face, because he seems like that guy that just rubs you the wrong way. And maybe that is why those teams can't get over the hump, because maybe those teams are pretty doggone good. It may be him that's holding them back. You never know.
I tell you what.
Yeah.
If Eli or somebody was on that team, they'd make it to the Super Bowl.
Well, Rodgers might not want to go to the Jets, because there's guys on that team that will punch him in the face.
Yeah, they need they need an actual
5 minutes.
leader for them to like
Geno Smith.
get with.
Yeah, Geno Smith
And
and
Yo, here's the bottom line, man. We're not giving up on Jones right now, and he's gonna have a good year. It's gonna be good enough year that you're gonna say to yourself, "We have our man for the next decade." You will see. You guys will see.
And that's
Just
what I said a
don't
little while ago,
don't
Miz.
destroy the Eagles. That's the only thing he shouldn't do. Don't let him
Oh no,
dominate.
we're gonna crush them.
I'm sorry.
And we're gonna lay Devontae Smith out in the
Just
middle.
don't destroy the Eagles. Yeah.
But we'll be doing
I'm
him
not
a
gonna
favor
lie.
because he don't want to be in the locker room with Jalen Hurts. So we'll actually be doing Devontae. It'll be a mercy hit.
And I will say this: if he gets traded to the Washington football team, because he's been rumored to be traded there as
That'll
well,
be a disaster.
that would be a disaster.
Oh, we're gonna eat him.
And also, Pat.
That'll be a disaster. That'll slow us down for like 2 years.
The
man.
thing.
Also,
The thing-
how
Oh,
can
okay.
Aaron Rodgers complain if they're in the playoffs basically every year?
Yeah.
There's no reason to complain.
I'll say this: if they were making the playoffs every year just because of him, then I would see him having an excuse. Teams that were making the playoffs just because of a player was those Patriots teams that had Julian Edelman as his main weapon. Those teams, Russell Wilson, those 2 to 3 years after the Seahawks lost the Legion of Boom.
Yeah.
Even the Texans.
A team like the Texans, if Deshaun Watson could have took them to the playoffs, those type of teams like that, man, that great players get them to the playoffs because of just how they were. You can say Andrew Luck, JDW Sports. You can say Andrew Luck his rookie couple of years.
Yeah.
That offensive line was absolutely terrible.
What's up, man?
Even Carson Wentz, his not his second year, his third year when he had all those practice squad receivers.
And they still won the
give
division.
Carson Wentz credit for that.
You know, but
I'll tell you one thing, man. Sorry, Pat. Go ahead.
This guy won the MVP last year. The MVP, the most valuable player of the league with those weapons. And you got Devontae Adams, top 2 receiver in some people's eyes. Those other guys were not bad at all.
Yeah.
They complemented that team correctly. You cannot be mad at a team that drafts a quarterback if you're 37 years old on your way out the door and he falls to them in the first round and he was considered the second best quarterback in that draft. Guess what, dummy? You were Jordan Love when the Packers had Brett Favre. They did the same thing when they drafted you.
This is why Eli was all class. because he wasn't happy with the Daniel Jones draft pick. But
Exactly.
what did he do? He handled it with class.
He went out there and he still played ball. He didn't complain and say, "Oh, you're drafting my." Everybody, man, if you in the NFL, you in this game 13, 14 years, you know your time is coming.
Yeah, but these great quarterbacks are competitors. Why not play till the day you drop? I don't blame people like that. I never blame Favre for keep coming back because he could do what he's doing right now. Why should he do it then if he could still play? People, Favre can't play no more. That guy went to the Jets. Okay, the Jets were 7-3 and he hurt himself. Then he went to Minnesota and got one play away from the Super Bowl. That Vikings team was terrible the year before. They had one win.
Right.
So Favre was still doing it. Favre was still doing it at a late age, man. But
And he
I'm gonna
still
tell you
doesn't
one
like
thing.
complaining.
One thing I want to
Hey,
say, man.
Yeah.
Pat, Lou, let me
Yeah.
tell you something. You better hope, because I was thinking about it today. You better hope, and I think there's still a strong chance that they'll solve things and maybe he stays in Green Bay. Because if he comes out of Green Bay, you could say goodbye to a top 10 pick because the Bears are going to be competing for the division.
Yes, they
Miz, I
are.
was saying the same thing. They might.
Yeah, they are.
They might.
Because if he leaves the Packers, the Vikings aren't doing that well, and the Lions are the Lions, and the Packers won't be doing very well either. The Bears will be competing for a division. They might be the
It's going to be
NFC
the Bears
East
and
of
the
this
Vikings.
year.
It's going to be the Bears and the
Yeah,
Vikings.
I think the Vikings are going to be good this year. Actually,
Yeah, I
they
agree
went
with you. I think the
7
Vikings are better than people think.
It's
Yeah,
all
they
about
went
injuries,
7-9 last year, and they had like a lot of injuries. Like you got
They had no secondary last year, and then they started out real rough. But this draft, if you noticed in the middle rounds, the Vikings killed it with the secondary.
Yes,
They
they
went
did.
off.
The Bears got rid of their starting left tackle for a rookie. Come on.
That rookie might be
No,
better than that guy, Joe.
No,
You know what? Thomas got
I think that
burned.
was good for them.
Thomas
How
got
come we not
burned.
reaching out for that left tackle? If they let him go, why are we not trying to get him?
We signed four offensive linemen.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have. We signed 4 offensive
We
linemen.
signed Zach Fulton, we signed Jonathan Harrison, we signed Brett Hagee, and we signed Jake Burton.
And I think we signed 2 more. I think we
Listen,
signed
like I
2
wrote
more
earlier.
today.
I don't know.
We
I
got
don't know if you saw
93
it, Pat.
players on the roster. We can't.
I wrote it in the chat earlier. I don't know if Pat saw it, but I wrote that I think Soldier's coming back is so much more valuable than people are realizing.
I think he's had a whole
too.
year to recuperate, and we touched on this earlier. Go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, I think he is too. He's recuperated his body as well as his mind, man.
Yeah.
Those family issues are behind him, and who
don't-
knows?
Yeah, and don't
Older.
forget we signed Kenny Wiggins too.
No.
I don't know if
don't
you know the
trust Soldier.
story about Soldiers. Well, basically, his son, who was like 8 or 9 years old, had cancer. And what happened 2 years ago is between every single game, this guy was traveling back to New England and then traveling back on the weekend to get here for the game, so he could be at the hospital up there all week. This guy couldn't concentrate on football, man.
You know, he's a great person, but usually when a guy's been out of football, they lose a step.
Let's hope not.
I
Hey,
don't
all I
expect
can-
him to be a starter. I'm thinking more he's going to be like a swing tackle every now and then, or like a gimmick player. You know,
if he can show these. I'm sorry, Lou. Go ahead.
Every so often, you use a different package where he'll fit in for a few plays and then take him out. But until he gets either back into football shape or until he imparts his wisdom on the rookies, I don't think he's going to be like a starting lineman.
He would be a great teacher. He would be a person to learn from. He would be a great influence in the locker room. I'm not denying that. And who knows? He might come back in just as good a shape and be able to play on the right side. I don't know that. But all I can tell you,
say, "Daddy, go win it," and he might come and
he might. You know what? We don't know that. The staff does. But all I know is I've seen guys step away for a year and then try to come back, and they're never on that same level.
That was the whole worry with a lot of the rookies who didn't play last year in college.
Yes.
Hey, here's a good question by JDW. This is interactive.
Yeah,
He
that's
said,
what
can I
I'm asking you
get
to
Big
pull up.
Play Slade's thoughts on Wentz situation in Philly? Well, what do you think about Wentz in Philly, man? What happened to Wentz over there in Philly?
it's a total.
No, go ahead.
It's a total anomaly, man. Like, I don't know what happened with Wentz. Like, him and Doug Peterson didn't talk for 8 to 10 weeks. I don't know how the quarterback of the team and the head coach don't talk for that long, but like, this whole team was just. I don't know what was going with them. Like, the GM is playing around with this team. He forgets how dysfunctional this team is. After you win a Super Bowl, you have to keep building for the future. They forgot about doing that, and then Wentz didn't like that they were doing that, so he got mad. But he wasn't mad with the Hurts pick because he felt that he was better than Hurts already. Like, he's a rookie coming into my job. He's not going to take my job. He's a 1-year rental or something. He's a quarterback they're going to develop. And, like, Wentz played bad, but the whole team was bad. So you can't even blame him. I feel like he would have done perfect with the new coaching staff. Especially Nick Sirianni. Like, that man would have helped him in so many ways, but like, it sucks the way it ended because he was a great player for our team and I liked him, but we gotta think about better things.
If I could speak about Philly for a second.
There ain't too much better things going to happen for you guys for quite some time.
Well, the way the Eagles are right now, it reminds me of when the Giants hired Ray Handley.
Whoa,
oh, boy.
My goodness.
A bad time.
That's bad.
Bro, I'm telling
I don't
you.
know who was worse, Ray Hanley or Sherman.
There's a name you haven't heard in a while.
That was before
that's
Sam
terrible.
Perkins.
I tell you, I'll make you one prediction, though. I'll make you one prediction. Wentz is going to have a hell of a year with the Colts. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
For sure. That
They
Okay.
picked up. Hey,
He got
they
some
signed
good
that receiver that we Zoom called with that I've been talking about.
I was
Michael
getting ready to
Strong.
say that. The
Charleston,
Colts.
West Virginia. The Colts signed him. 6'5", 228 pounds from a Division II
I
school.
think we showed our hand too early with him too, Lou, because the coach jumped all over him in the 7th round, man. I seen that when I was doing my draft. I said they actually drafted that guy
because he was going to be an undrafted. He was going to be an undrafted Giant. I made a video about it.
I see Fisher
Michael
was.
Pittman will break out for the Colts next year. Mark my words. That dude is a freaking beast.
Also, do not forget T.Y. Hilton.
Did they bring
He's
back
back.
T.Y.?
No, the Colts are loaded, bro. The Colts are loaded.
Yeah.
They got Buckner on the line, and now they got a Quiddy Pay, bro. They got a sick defense, man.
Yeah.
That's all right.
And the Colts still got the linebackers. You still got like a Darius Leonard.
All you got to do is hurt that horse's little foot, and that's it.
We're going to find out this year the answer to that question.
Hey, JDW, I was just getting ready to say that. It all went downhill for Wentz when he let that statue of Nick Foles get into his head and when Frank Reich left. I think Frank Reich is the best quarterback coach or best coach for him, period. He knew how to use Carson Wentz.
Frank Reich sat behind Jim Kelly for a few seasons and then came and played. So he learned. He was also around another great quarterback who a lot of people don't give him his roses, was Doug Flutie.
Yep.
Yeah. And you know something that's very surprising to me? The 1 year, what's it called? 2016, right? Before the Wentz had the amazing year in 2017, Howie Roseman, the Weasel, wanted to fire Frank Reich before Wentz dominated that 1 year.
Listen, having to watch that Bills team in the 90s, it went like this watching the game. Okay, the Bills kick up. They play the game. The Bills start going down behind. Here comes Jim Kelly. Oh, I'm hurt. Frank Reich come in, take the lead. Kelly'd be like, hey, I'm ready to come back in. It was every friggin' game. Just like that.
Yep.
Reich is amazing. I love Reich.
But honestly, could you really like, if you're Carson Wentz, like literally just think about it. Like, you have an MVP season, you get hurt, and then
we lost him.
Wow. And then
JDW, that's why I keep letting him come back on the show, man. He was one of the first to come onto the show, man.
Yeah.
Big play Slay, man. That kid's chill, man. He's an Eagles fan, but I never thought I'd see today a likable Eagles fan, but it happened.
Hey, it was right after Eli won his second Super Bowl. I was a truck driver, and I go down into the Philly markets all the time. And I went down there one day wearing my Manning shirt. Some guys were getting chirpy with me. They're like, "Oh, so you a bandwagon fan now?" And I turned around, looked at him. I says, "Does this shirt look like it's brand new?" I said, "No, I wear this thing quite a bit. I've had it for quite a while." You know what? That was probably the coolest interaction I've ever had with the Philadelphia Eagles fans outside of YouTube. I never thought that I'd get away with doing something like that and come out alive.
Hey,
Yeah.
Big play Slay. Either you live in New York or Jersey. That's why you so cool with Giants fans.
Yeah, I'm in enemy's territory right now.
That's
I'm in
why.
New York. Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, so he must okay. That's why
his demeanor is so modest. Because if he was anywhere near Philly or Pennsylvania, oh my God, the brashness would be too much to stomach.
I'd be talking my junk right now.
You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
No, what's
And
wrong?
also, Ashby,
I have a list that just came out.
You were saying again?
Well, what you? Sorry, my connection was horrible. I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh,
So they have a list. They have a list that just came out. My friend just sent it to me. The 5 most improved receiving corps in the NFL after the draft. I'll show it to you guys.
Giants are number 1.
We're number 2 behind the Jets.
The Jets did do their thing.
Yeah, the Jets. They got David. Yeah, Davis. They got Elijah Moore. They got a lot of
Lift
people.
your phone
there.
up a little more. Lift your phone up higher. There you go. Now closer. Higher. There you go. Jets, Giants,
Dolphins, Ravens, Giants, Jets. That's a very good list.
Jets, Giants, Ravens, Dolphins, Pats.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hey, if the Eagles didn't draft Devontae Smith, we also will be on that list.
That's the whole AFC East.
Yeah.
But you got the Pats, the Dolphins, and the Jets. That's the AFC East minus the Bills.
Exactly.
And the Bills receiving core is deadly too.
Yeah.
But that's why they didn't even need to improve.
Period.
Yeah,
that's why they didn't need to improve.
They got Stephon, Gabriel Davis, and
No, that's why they're not on that list because they did not need to improve.
I know that. I know that.
Yeah, the Bills are just a dangerous team. Period, man.
Yeah.
I cheer for the Bills when we losing.
Yeah, they're a definitely likable team to root for when you're not playing.
And they added Emmanuel Sanders.
Come live in the area. Let me know how you make out after that.
I did. I lived in Rochester.
Yeah, I know you did. You know how irritable they get, instigating.
I was there not too long ago visiting some peoples I know. Still gets cold as shit up there.
But
I'm gonna see if my friend wants to come on. Yeah.
Azeez Ojulari. Do you believe
He's
get to
you just made my ears move.
I think he's a starter.
What do you expect from him year one? I know he's going to be a starter, but what do you expect from him as a player year one?
I expect a rookie sack record.
Thank you. I expect him to have a chip on his shoulder because he dropped to 50, and I expect him to lead the team in sacks this year.
Whoa.
So you're saying a rookie sack record? I think who holds it? Is it Strahan?
No, it's what's his name? We picked him up 2 years ago. Defensive lineman BJ Hill. No.
Is it BJ Hill?
What does he have? Like 5 sacks?
Yeah.
Here.
But Lawrence Taylor had 8
Lawrence
or 9.
Taylor holds the rookie sack record. The only record Michael Strahan broke was the overall total sack record.
But they didn't count sacks when LT did it his rookie year. It was the year after. That's why it doesn't count. But it was one of our interior linemen. It was either Hill or
BJ
somebody.
Hill. BJ Hill.
Yeah, he has 5.
Yeah. Listen, Leonard Williams is going to open up the holes for Azeez and everybody else on the defensive line. So
I still don't know how you guys got him in the second round.
Azeez is going to be an edge rusher predominantly until Ellison Smith comes into his weight and develops more than them 2 moves that he has. Aziz is going to be our leading edge rusher. Go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
Here's what's going to happen. We're going to have Leo crash the inside. We're going to have Steve pad the edge. And there's going to be Blake Martinez saying, hi. That's exactly what's going to happen.
I'll take it.
Don't forget about Jabril.
Yeah. He's back up.
Hey, day 2 that morning, I felt it. I was like, Aziz, I didn't predict us getting him at 50. I thought we were going to get him at, where were we at? Like 34?
52.
No, we were 42. We were at 42.
Yeah, you were at 42.
I did my mock draft 2 days before the actual draft. And my mock draft, I had us trading back, and I had us picking him in the second round.
Let's go. I'm ready, Lou. When's week 1? Let's go, motherfucker.
It's my birthday.
Week 1's your birthday?
Yeah.
I'm shit. I might have to send you a little t-shirt.
I'm a September 4th, baby. That's how I know I was born for football, because I'm born when the season starts.
Just let us. We'll find out in a week, right? We find out the schedules in a week. Please let us play the Eagles week 1. Just put me right on that.
They're not going to do that. They're going to make us wait. They're going to make us wait. All the time in the world, they're going to save y'all, slave. All the time in the world, they're going to slave y'all. Y'all got a wide receiver who don't like the way the quarterback throws the ball, for one. For 2.
Oh, they're going to make us finish the season with them, just like last year. That's what they're going to do.
For 2, y'all got a whole new coach, a whole new system, with a rookie quarterback who the coaches and the establishment have shown they have no confidence in. So I'm
not the biggest. Oh, I don't want to cut you off.
No, I'm just saying this. Don't get your hopes up. Take it from somebody who got their hopes up numerous times with a team that was about to start a rebuild, which is where you guys are. So, I'm not trying to slay you or nothing like that. I'm just saying, like, don't get your hopes up.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Jalen Hurts anyway. Like, I think he has great character, but like the system was built for Carson Wentz, and like any quarterback that wants to fit in that system.
Jalen Hurts is a good practice squad quarterback.
Yeah, he has some like holes missing in his game. Like
that's what
he
I
misses a lot of reads and stuff. Yeah,
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you can go.
To be real with you, let's be honest. The Eagles are rebuilding, man. I know the Eagle fans said Devontae Smith and Hurts, and we're going to be better than you think. But let's be honest, man. If the Eagles win more than 6-7 games tops,
I'll say that God was with them.
Right.
If they win more than 7 games, that's crazy.
If they win 6, I'll say God was with them. I'll say them dudes must have been fasting and sacrificing fattened calves and everything.
I thought they hired. I forgot the name of y'all head coach.
Oh, Nick Sirianni.
Eagles. I thought y'all hired him for Wentz because he came from Frank Reich's system.
Yeah, they originally wanted to hire him for Carson Wentz. Like, they wanted to make you know how you guys want to make the system like a little easier for Daniel Jones to understand.
Well, no, you want to play towards your player's strengths. That's the best coaching you can do. Is you find a player, you find what his strengths are, and then you cater to his strengths.
Yeah,
that's what they were trying to do with Wentz for sure.
And my thing about Jalen Hurts is I get it, it's college, but you're playing at Alabama and you lose the starting job to a freshman. Like. Yeah, and Alabama's the closest thing to the NFL. You were throwing the ball to Judy, to Ruggs, to even Devontae Smith his freshman year.
Hey, Chris.
No,
what's going on, Chris?
Shout out to Kibuko, my boy, my best friend, big Jets fan. He's very happy.
You gotta wait for next year. You gotta wait for next year for that.
He already on the next year.
Hey, but. That was a good question by Jose Rosario. He says, what are we expecting from Zoe Carter and Zimenez, people?
I'm not expecting much from Zimenez.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing.
I'm not expecting Zimenez to be even on his team.
I'm not expecting much from Carter because an Achilles is definitely an injury that is hard to overcome.
It changes everything about your mobility.
So am I crazy? You guys let me know. Am I crazy to think that Ojulari and Ellerson Smith might be our edge rushers mid-season?
No, you're not, because that's
crazy to think
probably
that.
why they got drafted, is to replace those guys.
And
Judge
I
Jones.
mean, but it's starters, but it's
Me and Carter
starters,
Coughlin.
like starters.
Ojulari's going to be a starter. And
At least.
I believe we're going to use Efadio Denebo also as an edge rusher.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking the first
Coming off the
four
edge or being the defensive end.
I
think
believe
he's
they're
gonna
going to
be
use
the
Efadio
defensive
Denebo as a defensive end, him and Raymond Johnson III, who we just signed as well.
and Carter Coughlin.
Yeah, I was
Carter
about to say
Coughlin, yeah, he's a good linebacker.
This is another question I want to ask you. I'm glad I got the panel that I got right now. Not saying I don't like the other guys, but this panel right here, we get down and grimy with the talk. There's gonna be a lot of camp battles this year, and I'm gonna make a video about this. There's gonna be a lot of camp battles in Big Blue Nation with the Giants this year. It's at DB.
Oh, jobs are
at outside linebacker, receiver, offensive line.
Yep.
Yeah, don't let that depth talk.
What jobs do you think are at stake? What players do you think that might be a surprise cut this year?
Zimenez Lorenzo Carter.
I don't think Carter's getting
Nate Solder. I wouldn't be surprised if Nate Solder gets cut.
Now I'm going to go off in a little bit.
He restructured his contract and took $4 million less. No, actually, he took a big pay cut to stick around.
Took like $11 million less.
Yeah,
I think
he's going to stick around.
I think Zimenez is going to be this year's. What was the linebacker we had last year? Ryan Connolly, or however you said his name.
Yeah,
Ryan Connolly.
Yeah,
before he tore his ACL.
Yeah, but people were so upset when we cut him. And I forgot about him.
It might have been a right decision because he hasn't done anything on another team since then.
Minnesota. He had like 3 straight games where he had an interception. Also, do we still have
Nico Lalos?
Yeah, Nico. Yeah, do we still have him?
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe he makes the team. I believe I believe he made this team because he gave this team a boost.
Yeah,
as far as morale wise, he was
Vince Papali, big play Slay.
Yep. He was a guy that wasn't supposed to be on the field, but he came in and he gave it his all. And I believe he's a Joe Judge guy. I believe he's the type of player that Joe Judge loves, but
he was the New York Giants. I believe he's at the bottom.
And I think. Oh, go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry. I know you've been wanting to talk.
Oh, you're good. I'm enjoying this conversation. All I wanted to ask was, can Xavier McKinney take over the starting role because we keep forgetting about him?
Xavier McKinney is going to be the starter. They're gonna use Peppers as the money backer. You can put them in the slot. They're actually going to be interchangeable, but I think when they want to go with their actual 2 safety look, it's going to be Xavier McKinney and Logan Ryan.
Yeah,
and it allows Peppers to blitz a lot more.
As a linebacker role, and a safety blitz. Yep.
In the box, right? Yeah.
I believe Peppers has a big year as far as tackles for loss this year.
I think we're going to use him more like we did Landon Collins.
Yep. And he doesn't have to cover those tight ends coming out the backfield because he kind of struggles in coverage with. I'm not going to lie about it, but he was way better this past year than he was years before.
Aaron Robinson could shut that down.
Football needs to start tomorrow, damn it.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'll keep videos pumping every day for you.
The biggest go ahead. Who's going?
I was just about to say, I love this Georgia. I feel like we're about to get something good from Lorenzo Carter because this Georgia chemistry, you saw Andrew Thomas and at Azeez Ojulari's house when he got drafted. He was literally recording him while he got.
They was roommates in college, bro.
Yeah,
and they used to battle against each other. He said that was the toughest lineman he ever went against.
Night, JDW.
So I'm saying this. I feel like Lorenzo Carter, they're gonna help each other out this year with him, and if he comes back the same.
I would tell you this, guys. When it comes to the battles in training camp, I really believe the battle for the outside linebacker position to survive to be one of the guys to be one of the edge rushers is going to be very turmoil. And people need to realize that this battle between Aaron Robinson and Darnay Holmes is going to be a real battle, folks.
Yeah.
I believe that's a real camp battle. And Darnay Holmes could lose it.
You know,
and it's going to make a lot of fans unhappy. But I believe this Aaron Robinson dude is what they really want, as far as the press up corner in that slot.
Don't sleep on Rodarius Williams neither.
I believe.
Fellas, I got a book. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I want to appreciate Pat having me on. I got to let the dog out and do a couple of things. So.
All right, Joe.
All right,
Thanks
Joe.
for coming on, bro.
Hey, you guys have a good night. We'll talk to y'all later.
GNATION.
I know. Oh, sorry.
We're gonna have to cut some secondary plays. We can't take them all into the season.
Sam Beal is cut.
Sam Beal's gonna be gone. Yeah.
Maybe.
Honestly, that's a guy the Jets should be looking at right here
But
in the same
listen,
town.
if we can keep Aaron Robinson, Rodarius Williams, Darnay Holmes, Julian Love as backups to James Bradbury and Adoree Jackson, and not just backups, but obviously you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's a very good cornerback group.
I believe the camp battle for the jobs is going to be between Rodarius Williams and Isaac Yiadom and Sam Beal. I believe all three of those guys are going to be fighting for a job. Now, as far as the starting is going to be between Robinson and Darnay Holmes. And when I tell you, both those guys are not going to give up that job easy because both of them are dogs. That job there is going to be crazy. That's going to be a crazy battle.
They could both play. They could both play in different packages, no?
Yeah, they can play. They both can play in a dime, but that starting slot, I believe, is going to be dependent on the team. And I believe it's going to be dependent on who impresses the most during camp, man. Like, they really drafted this guy to be on the field.
Yeah,
when you read the reports.
This guy was a steal, man. He was a second-round value. He's a very physical corner. He's extremely good tackler, and he's a big guy. He also could come up into the box.
I'm so mad that the Eagles didn't take him when we had to change.
Oh, that's what set off the fight in your organization.
Yeah, we traded up in front of y'all to grab him.
And I know the Eagles wanted him.
I like that Milton Williams pick, but right there, we had to take him. Like, that was the best pick right there for us.
So on that particular trade pick, the Eagles got fleeced.
Mm-hmm.
And on pick number 10, what was it? No, pick number 9.
10.
No, 10. It was 10.
Pick number 10, Devontae Smith got fleeced. So
yep.
And I know John Mayer doesn't want hold on, my dog playing with this chew toy. I know John Mayer doesn't want us to have a Hard Knocks, but man, would it be good to have a Hard Knocks this offseason.
Yeah, Hard Knocks with this team would be dope.
I think we just signed on to do it.
No. Stop.
Did they cancel that? Did they cancel that?
No. Stop that, Ash. Don't even go there.
What? Are you?
No. You don't need no Hard Knocks over here. This is the New York Football Giants. We don't do Hard Knock TV shows, okay?
Bro,
that's for the little teams, man.
I would love
that's for the bums like the Jets and Cincinnati.
Somebody mute Ash. No, let me stop.
You will never see a Hard Knock with Joe Judge and Mara around. No chance. Never.
We the best.
That would, yeah.
We're probably the number one team in the whole league that gives away the least amount of information, man. Come on.
I would love to see the training camp battles on HBO.
Oh, you'll see parts of it, but you don't need to be a TV show, man.
You can go to training camp and see
all of it.
That's not what you want, man. If you want to have a good season, you don't want people seeing what's going on inside, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
remember,
that is true.
Bill Belichick got caught watching other people's practice film.
Right.
No,
multiple times. Multiple times. Yeah, I know. He's been caught multiple times.
Then he had lip readers.
Yep. He had lip readers. He had sign stealers.
Yeah. Ball
Listen, man, the real deal organizations don't have Hard Knock shows, okay? That's for Rex Ryan, go get me a burger or whatever the fuck he said back then, okay?
He said,
none of that with the Giants.
Let's go get a snack or something.
I remember that, and that was funny, and Rex Ryan was funny. That's nice.
He pulled the playbook.
We're a serious football team, man.
And I gotta kind of agree with Miz on that because the last one was the Las Vegas Raiders. The whole
it was a joke.
Antonio Brown thing,
man. John Gruden. Come on, do we need to have this discussion again? Alex Leatherwood.
Bro,
And they
I-
said they had an opportunity.
Why would
Then
you
it was the
draft
Browns, right? Then it was the
Leatherwood?
Browns because of
Yeah.
Odell Beckham, because the media wants to follow Odell Beckham. You know, come on, you know what this is
Follow
all
him.
about. It's all stupidity.
Follow him.
Yeah, I don't
He
think
ain't
Joe
never
Judge
gonna
would be
be nothing
comfortable in a
else without
situation
Eli.
like that.
And he brought that on
I don't. We'll
himself.
see, man. Because I'll tell you, we seen video of him the other day. He looked amazing, man. He looks like he's fast and he's
Yeah,
back.
he was
Odell
sprinting.
Stays
Beckham
healthy. I don't
Jr.
know.
will never be nothing else without Eli Manning. And I'm telling you, he did this to himself. He brought bad juju on himself by throwing his team under the bus, throwing his quarterback under the bus. He never would have went to any other team and had them highlight catches that he had because he didn't have Eli. He only did that because he had Eli. Eli knew where to throw the ball so he wouldn't get hurt, so he wouldn't get killed over the middle because he was a small wide receiver. Eli made all of that possible. He didn't get none of the credit. And then at the end of the day, he came out there and threw Eli under the bus like a little bitch. I got no love for him.
I will say this, man. That dude was a different cat before that
He
Panthers
was.
game.
Yeah.
He was
I
a
don't
different
think
cat
anyone
before that
else- I
Panthers
gotta
game.
head out, so I'll talk to you guys later. It was a great conversation, by the way.
All right, Slay. You
Yeah.
have a good night, bro.
Yep. See you,
All right,
dudes.
Slay.
See you, fella.
He probably hacked all our emails right now as an Eagle fan. No, I'm just playing.
Nah, Big Play Slay been here since day one, man.
No, I'm
That
just
was
messing
crazy.
with you. He's a cool dude.
Our offense
Laid back
hasn't been the
Eagles
same,
fan.
though.
But as far as the Odell Beckham, I'm not one of those fans who harps on, oh, why do we trade Odell Beckham? Woo-hoo. No, we had to get rid of the guy. And what he did, what he did was
Grandma.
you can never apologize for what he did, man. He
Yeah.
threw our quarterback underneath the bus.
I'll tell
And
you.
he was one of those ones that got too big headed. He let that fame go to his head while he was here in New York. And I believe he's been humbled, but it may be too late, man, because he's never been the same player. I'm telling you.
He's had 3 surgeries.
He made- I still think he's
I
the
don't wish
1,000
bad
yard
on the guy,
receiver.
but you know,
I'll tell
I don't
you
wish
this.
bad on the guy. But you know what? I'm you know, we already passed that. I'm not going backwards, so that's it.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm not wishing bad on him. I'm just saying he's never gonna get back to where he was. He's had 3 different surgeries, 2 on his knee, 1 on his ankle. You know, I mean, he's still a great talented player, don't get me wrong, but he's not gonna have that top end speed that he had, or that cutting and that juking ability. He's still gonna have the skills that he had, but he's not gonna be as great as him because he's always gonna have that risk of re-injury.
He's also not happy in Cleveland. But I think the Browns are definitely gonna have a big year this year. So maybe we'll see. I don't know.
Maybe
he'll
a
be happy.
shake back. I just don't believe it'll be in Cleveland. I think Cleveland's a better team without him on that field.
Yeah,
I
I
just
agree.
believe they're a better
They
team.
won as soon as he got
showed
hurt.
it.
Yeah.
I know, you know, he brought that upon himself, but up until now, the Giants' offense really hasn't been the same, you know, without him. Like in terms of like receptions and stuff, in terms of stats, because he was.
But we had multiple problems before he came and after he left that needed to be addressed that Jerry Reese neglected for a long time.
For a
The
long time.
The offensive line hadn't been replenished. The defensive line hadn't been replenished. We ended up having to go get Olivier Vernon and Snacks Harrison, guys who were already in the league because he had drafted so poorly. We hadn't had any defensive stoutness since Justin Tuck, Aussie, Jason Pierre-Paul, and Michael Strahan days. He didn't.
You know what the worst thing Jerry Reese did to us? He got away from our roots.
Yeah.
And what I mean by our roots has always been stout defensive line, great offensive line players.
Grind it out and punch you in the face type.
Yeah, he went for the flashy type players before we got the grind and dirt.
He thought he was going to revolutionize the game. Oh, I'm going to be the first groundbreaking general manager to change the wheel.
I'm going to be the first general manager that brings that flash to New York. Because, you know, New York has never been a flying, flashy team.
No.
The closest we got to it was our defensive line when they were doing a little ball and chant thing. But that was the closest we got to being flying fast. Usually we're just handle our business and go home. That's the way this organization has always been. I never once have I seen a player of the receiver caliber being the top guy in the organization. You can say Plaxico Burress was, but really that was Eli's team, and Plaxico Burress was just a great asset.
But Burris was a giant type of guy. He was a blue collar physical receiver.
Same thing when we got Hakeem Nicks. Sad that his career didn't go the way it was supposed to because of injuries, but he was a blue collar guy. And Victor Cruz, he did the sauce and everything. He got the advertisement and the endorsements, but he was still a blue collar guy. He was still a guy that came and went to work. You never heard
he was an undrafted kid from Patterson, New Jersey. He knew what that grind was about. He went to UMass, didn't keep his grades up, had to transfer out, and then had to grind to make his way into the NFL. He was undrafted. And then his first year, he got injured and sat out the whole year.
Yeah, and when
he was part of the team in 2010, but he was injured.
Yeah, he was injured. And when he came to, I guess you could say when he came to fame, you never heard of it go to his head. He was still a giant. He still showed up every day. He wasn't doing antics outside, the sidelines and everything, or antics outside of the stadium, getting in trouble with models and things like that. And that's what made New York. I think he changed. I think he uprooted us, man. He took our roots away. And that's what happened. Yeah, I believe he destroyed our foundation. I think he uprooted us, man. He took our roots away. And that's what happened. Yeah, I believe that's what made he.
Oh, he's got to shut his thing off.
Yeah.
Tell you the truth, our offensive stars over the years,
you hear me?
as close as we were to an offensive star, has always been the running back position over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Because you go back to Joe Morris, O.J. Anderson, Rodney Hampton, Tiki Barber, Brandon Jacobs, Ahmad Bradshaw, Derek Ward. They were like a team together. Now you have Barkley, and even the kid who got hurt early in his career was supposed to be something strong. Wilson, remember?
Yeah,
Wilson.
That hurt
him too. Works for the organization. He broke his neck.
Yeah, he broke his neck, man. He was actually going to be pretty doggone. He was explosive.
That dude was a monster, bro. He do back somersaults every time he scored a touchdown.
David Wilson.
Yeah.
I was at the game. I was at the game against the Saints when we scored 52 points, and he had like 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that dude was going to be special, man. That dude was going to be special.
Yeah.
When I say the best straight line speed you've seen in a long, long time with that guy had straight line speed to burn.
Yeah.
He wound up breaking his neck, man. That was crazy.
I just wish Odell kept his mouth shut, man. Because as much as Eli helped him out, he helped out this offense in a big way too.
But the thing is, Ash, we didn't win anything when we had the guy.
That's true too.
I get you gonna. Everybody's gonna miss the exciting plays. Everybody's gonna miss him dancing in the end zone and everything like that.
Listen, nothing is more exciting than winning.
It's not even.
I don't care if we beat you 12-9 in a straight field goal game. As long as we win, I am excited. There's nothing more exciting than that W. I don't care if it's 3.
Exciting plays for me. It's just like when we needed that. When we needed that boost, like he provided, like earlier in his career, he provided it, and like you said, Pat, the other day, that Panthers game really like.
Because they're up 4 in the morning. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you straight. Panthers game really, it messed him up like mentally.
Yeah, something triggered him that Panthers game, and it toned his aura down.
And even like when we got Saquon, he helped out Saquon a lot by take from not allowing the defense to load a box against him. That's how.
Hey, but hear this out, Ash.
Yeah,
Eli doesn't get the credit that he deserved for that season either.
Yeah,
because I promise you, Eli taught Saquon Barkley to see where the linemen and everything were going.
That's my son Billy. Okay, he's a Patriots fan. Don't get on him too bad.
What's up, Billy? What's going on? I guess like who's that Miz that came in the screen?
That's the best 13-year-old wide receiver in South Staten Island. He really is.
Hey man, proud of you, man. Like keep going, bro. He's 13. We might be talking about Lil Miz in the future. Who knows? But Eli didn't get the credit that he deserved for
Yeah.
that season, man. Eli was amazing that season as well.
He's a
He
major
taught
reason.
Saquon Barkley how to read the defenses and give him credit for putting Odell in the right spots and audible him to those slants to get him to go off like that. Because most of those plays weren't slants. He audible to it when he saw the coverage. And Odell, like I said, with his talent, that dude's aura was just amazing when he first came out. If he could have kept it about football, we might be talking about that guy being the greatest receiver of all time. If he didn't let that fame get to his head and whatever happened to him in that Panthers game, it really toned him down. I'm telling you, man, that dude was on a different level when he first got to the Giants. You can see it. It was like he was moving faster than everybody on the field. Like everything was in slow motion for him.
I have a question, man. It's personal. All right. But here's the thing. I'm just going to ask you because it's ran through my mind a few times. I don't care. I loved Odell Beckham. I was hoping my vision for Odell would be to play on his.
Hold on, Miz. You're going in and out, bro.
Yeah, he cut out.
You hear me?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
So I'm saying my vision was he would play on this Giants team that we have now one day, and it would have been like the perfect storm, but it didn't happen. But the thing is, do you think that Odell, and I don't care, man, I don't look at him differently, but you think Odell was gay, and do you think that day? Like you're saying, something changed him that day.
I'm telling you, the rumor was that
those were the rumors.
When he showed up, the rumor was that Josh Norman was out there with a T-shirt and a baseball bat saying, "I will never let a FAG score a TD on me."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the rumor was.
And you know the rumors are going around.
And Odell took that to a whole nother level that day. You saw that. So
yeah.
And there was a video. I don't know if y'all remember this. There was a video of Odell people like blew it up. It was a video of Odell in the hot tub or something, and he did something. I forgot what he did. But I don't know if y'all remember. Y'all remember that video? He was like in a hot tub.
I don't look at videos of guys in hot tubs. Sorry.
Right.
Wait, the woman has a theory. Hold on.
So one of the other guys saw him in the shower and said what?
Nah, I'm not. Nah, it was he touched. I'm trying to remember. I think
that's too much.
I haven't seen him with a woman yet, to be honest with you. Have anybody seen him with a woman?
All I know is at that time there were rumors swirling around that he was. And I believe Josh Norman, the type of guy that he is, if you look at his interviews, just look at the guy, he tries to play psychological games with you. And I believe he let him get to his head. And then I believe after that, man, it toned his energy down completely, man.
Yeah, but you know what? Norman almost got his head knocked off his body that day.
What toned his energy down was that he felt like the organization didn't have his back. Because when he fought back in the game, though he fought back wrong, he should have fought back by scoring all over the guy rather than letting him get in his head.
Lou, they did. He did, man. They made a sick comeback in the fourth quarter, remember?
I know, but at first he let it mess with him mentally, and he started going and head first at the guy and getting penalties. Had he kept his cool and beat him on the field the right way, he wouldn't have got in trouble. But the fact that he lost his cool, and then there was all this talk about suspension, and Mara and them and Coughlin, they don't play that, so they came down on him hard. So he felt like, well, wait a minute, I was defending my manhood, and y'all didn't have my back. To heck with y'all.
I think that's when it started, man.
Yeah, that was the rift.
That whole game and that whole situation would have been 1,000% differently if Odell caught that first bomb early in the game, because he smoked Norman. He smoked him by 15 yards.
Yeah,
that would have been an 80-yard touchdown
right there on the 1 yard line.
That would have been an 80-yard or 75-yard touchdown, and Norman would have been shook, and he wouldn't have said a word the rest of the game.
Yeah, if he would have caught that first pass, because that's when Norman started amping it up, because he was shocked. When I tell you that dude was something else before that, that dude was on a whole nother level, man. I'm telling you, you could look at him. That was one of my favorite players to watch, just because it was different, man. It was like something different. I imagine that's how Jerry Rice people were looking when they were watching the games when he was playing. And he was just on a different level from everybody else. Like, there's nothing you could really do with him. I don't care how good you were. That's how good that dude was, man. But after that game, it turned out.
No,
I ain't
Pat,
gonna say it
you
went all the
remember
way
that game?
downhill. I ain't
You
gonna say it
remember
went
that
all the
game?
way downhill,
Right.
but he was never the same.
Those players on the Panthers, they thought they were great that year. Okay, I remember they were undefeated, but they weren't really the undefeated teams that we know throughout history. But
There's 15
that
and
team
1.
came on the field with baseball bats like they were gonna intimidate. Let me tell you something, man. If that team would have came on the baseball bats with the Giants team about 4 years prior, they would have had their own heads beaten in. You know that? I'm talking about the Antonio Pierce,
Right.
Strahan, Tuck, those
Right.
guys. Brandon Jacobs, who basically picked up Rex Ryan and tossed him off the field that day when they played the Jets on Christmas Eve. Remember that? Those
Mm-hmm.
guys, Ahmad Bradshaw, they would have come on the field with those guys, man. They picked on the Giants team that day, you know. But I'm just saying, back in the days, that Carolina team never would have been able to walk off the field that day.
I mean, that's when I made my statement. I think Jerry Reese stole our roots from us, and that's hard to build back to what you were when you steal your. That's like the Ravens losing their roots of a defensive organization completely. They're not the same the way they used to be with Ray Lewis, but you still think when you think Ravens, you still think defense for the most part.
Hey Pat, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I gotta go to work tomorrow early in the morning, so I'm gonna head out.
All right, I'm gonna shut down the stream in a little bit anyway. But thank
All
you
right.
for coming on, Ash.
No problem. All right, Lou.
Yeah.
All right, Vince.
You will,
All right,
Ash.
brother.
But us older Giants fans. I'm not as old as you guys. You guys are
Hey.
like
Watch
veterans.
Hey, I'm 25. I'm 25.
But me as a New York Giants, that's what I think about. I think about our defensive roots and a hard running game. When I think of defensive roots, I think of Lawrence Taylor getting off the edge immediately. Carl Banks, Strahan. Like, that's crazy. Like Pierre Paul when he was a rookie, they taught him how to do it, and he led it the way. Kiwanuka when he came in, they taught him how to do it, and he stripped that away from us, man. He literally took that away from us, and that's why we're going through what we're
Patrick
going
Graham
through.
brought it back.
Yo, what up? Yo,
Yeah, what's up,
question.
man?
I got a question, right?
Yo, hold it down for a second. I
What's
gotta go get a coffee refill.
everybody's? I'm sorry, my fault. Nah,
No,
my
you
bad.
good. My bad. I said
Yo,
hold it
guys.
down for a second. I gotta go get a coffee refill.
Yeah. All right, yo, guys, listen. Check this, right? What's people's beef with not wanting Rodgers to come to this team, bro? Like I'm seeing a lot of YouTubers on YouTube bashing him, saying that he doesn't fit the culture, he chokes games. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know, he's too arrogant. He's too arrogant. Like, why is there so much hate towards this great man? Not the I don't know why people don't want him to come here, bro. Like,
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yeah.
You know we're gonna have to mortgage basically what we just got in this year's draft for our future for our team.
More, man.
All of it.
More. Yep.
He's 37 years old. If you bring Rodgers here, what do you think he does when he gets here? I just want you to answer that for me, and then I'll answer back to you. Answer that for me. If you bring Aaron Rodgers to this team, what do you think he does for us?
All right, it's depending what we give up. It's depending.
No, you're adamant about Aaron Rodgers being on the team. We got Aaron Rodgers on the team. We just told you we have to mortgage our future, what we just got, plus some more to get Aaron Rodgers to this team. That's what we gave to give up. That's what we gave up to get him.
How much you talking?
The first round picks, the third, you're going to have to give up at least 3 first round picks, probably 2/3.
Nah, I don't see that.
No,
I think it's a player.
but you're adamant about him being on the Giants team. That's what we did to give up to get him. Now he's on the team. What do you think he brings to this team?
Winning. He wins. If he's healthy, he wins.
What type of winning do you think he brings to this
All right,
team?
what type of winning? All right, check this. I just think that he brings. Listen, I'm talking about actually we have a shot to win a chip next year. Really. With the same defenses all together and nothing changed, I do believe he has a shot to win the championship.
And Pat, let me just say something to him. I agree with him. Rodgers comes here, we are a Super Bowl contender instantly with the arsenal we have and the defense we have.
I'm not going to deny that.
You're going to get your one Super Bowl. Rodgers is going to walk away after 2 years, and then we're going to have to start all over again, man, with no picks because we're going to give up 3 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks because the Packers are going to go stupid for this guy. And that's a problem long-term. And I'm not ready to give up on Daniel Jones. Plus, you got to pay this guy $37 million next year. We don't even have that.
Plus, you got to pay Barkley. Plus, you got to pay Bradbury if you want to get back. Plus, you got to pay your offensive lineman. Plus, you got to pay Xavier McKinney coming up in about 3 years. And that's when Aaron Rodgers is probably going to leave. And who's to say this guy's going to win the Super Bowl? When of this track record tells you that he's going to take us to a Super Bowl? Now, I could tell you he could probably take us to an NFC Championship game, but what is he going to do when he gets there?
Get a Super Bowl. I just think that if he has the defense we have, with obviously with Ryan and McKinney and all of us, I just think we are a quarterback away from doing damage. I really, really do.
I believe we are too.
Me personally, I don't like Daniel Jones. I'm the one on here that I'm not okay. Can he be a game manager for us? Yes. Can will he win some games for us? Probably this year. Yeah, because when you have weapons like that, you're supposed to win.
What's going on, Nicky?
Right? Here's my feel though, right? He's inconsistent, and to me personally, right? I just think honestly that we need to either. This is how I feel, right? I'm cool with giving him a shot, but I feel like if there's something better out there, I gotta at least make a phone call. At least. Now, I understand the Rodgers thing. Long term, it'll mess us up. That's true because we'll give up picks and all that and stuff like that. So, like for me, like I don't know, like I'm just not a Jones believer this year. Maybe he proves me wrong, but I just don't. I don't know.
He's got to prove a lot of people wrong because a lot of people don't believe in him. He's to this year. I'm from Missouri. He's got to show me.
Yeah,
that's true.
This year's going to show you what he really is about.
I agree with that
because he has no excuses after this season.
And I don't blame people for having their doubts
he
about
he has probably the most pressure out of all the quarterbacks in the league. Maybe he's not up there like number one, but it's like he's up there for sure.
No, but he's playing for the most prestigious football team in the NFL because New York is the sports mecca. So when you play in New York, you got to have a certain swagger about you, a certain tough skin, because people gonna talk junk, people gonna hate. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have a certain demeanor about you. That's why they went for an Eli clone as far as demeanor, because Eli had a very calm, cool, easy-going demeanor. So they figured if we can get that same quality out of Daniel Jones and coach him up on ability, maybe we can, strike gold again. I personally don't think so, but like I said, with all the pieces he got around him this year, you got to show me, because now you got no excuses after this season.
Yes, and I've been saying it for the longest, but we do have a question from a fan, Jose. This is probably for you, DJ. How can you give up on Jones if he didn't have weapons? You have to give him a chance with the weapons and the people around him to make him better. I want you to answer that for Mr. Jose.
Here's how I feel, though. I feel like this. I just think that he don't got it.
What's going on, Adam?
Like to me, he don't have. Yeah, hear me? Yeah.
Go ahead.
Cool. I was saying so. Back to my point. I just think that he needs the confidence, he needs the swagger, and he needs to feel like he's that guy, he's that man. I just feel like he don't have that.
I think they're building that in him though, because the question has been asked of Dave Gettleman, and Joe Judge and Kevin Abrams, would they trade up for a quarterback? Would they go for Aaron Rodgers? Would they this? And every time the question comes up, the first thing they say is, we have 100% faith in Daniel Jones. We have confidence in Daniel Jones.
And they're gonna say that. They're gonna say that though.
But that's gonna improve his confidence.
You got the real answer from Gettleman the first time when he actually blurted out, and probably the Giants went back and told him, don't go about it that way. His first answer was his real honest answer that you're gonna get. He said it ain't my business because they're not interested. Bottom line. Because Gettleman drafted Jones. His career is riding on Jones, and now they went out and got all these weapons around him for Jones. So you don't think they're going to now sit down this year and let's see what Jones could do? Come on.
Right.
Simple.
I don't know, man.
There's also a business side to this, man. Like I told you, draft pick, $37 million this year. We just spent all our money.
That's $1 million for every year he's been alive. Remember, he's 37. So that's $1 million for every year he's been alive, first off.
Yeah.
For a quarterback who has maybe a window of 3 to 4 years, who's known to be a diva.
That's
known to be a diva, who's a cancer in the locker room, who comes out on the podium and
I don't
throws his
believe.
coach
You see, G Nation. This is my problem with Giant fans calling this man out. This is a problem that I have. Now the problem is this, right?
This is the same reason we traded Odell Beckham.
Well, 1 second, we got a few minutes, Adam.
Got
So
out on the podium.
if you want to call in, Pat will let you call in. We're not going to be on long, but you got a few minutes. We get Adam up in here.
Yeah, let me put the link in the chat, Adam.
Go ahead, continue.
Now, go ahead, DJ.
I just know, but you see here, you see every Giants fan said that he's a cancer. Everybody gonna sit and say that.
No, because think about it. Look, if you're gonna come out at the podium and throw your offensive coordinator and your head coach, because he did it to both. Teams are figuring out our playbook. The play calling ain't very creative. If the play is creative or not, you're the one throwing the ball. So if the play wasn't creative, you have the ability to check out of that play at the line as the quarterback, as the captain, as the leader of your team. Create a more creative play on the field. Brett Favre did it for years in that very same team. Yeah, he threw a lot of interceptions, but he was a damn gunslinger. Aaron Rodgers will get out there after a loss and say it's the tight end, it's the wide receiver, it's the coach, it's teams figuring this out. Come on, you can't do that. And with everything that we've just built up from a losing culture to a team that fights every inch, every down now, to bring something like that into the locker room and gamble and waste all that money doing it, knowing we just took a big hit on the salary cap after COVID, knowing that we got a lot of contracts to restructure still. And this is the year to make or break Daniel Jones. If he fails, we have 2 first-round picks. We can go up and get the quarterback of the future. So you don't want to waste all that money on a quarterback who has maybe 3 to 4 seasons left and maybe could destroy the culture you're building or maybe get you to a playoff because he's not a proven Super Bowl winner. He gets to the big game.
Okay, DJ, I'm gonna let you respond, and then I'm gonna say something about it as well because G Nation, made a lot of points that I've been saying, but go ahead and respond, DJ.
Here's how I feel, though, right? You're right. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. I you know what? He has a very good point.
No, but DJ, I know how DJ feels, man. I know what he's saying. You bring Aaron Rodgers.
As a fan, I would be salivating.
As a fan to the Super Bowl. I know.
Yeah,
I know
I would be salivating.
As a fan to me, I want that Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I want that
fan
Super Bowl, bro. That's what I want at the end of the day. So it's like, to me personally, but I understand what you're saying though. You're thinking long term success. So I get it in both ways.
Because if Daniel Jones has a breakout season this year, now we have 2 first-round picks next year to build even more around him.
And now we got 10 years of good quarterback play,
success, and a decade of dominance where we can go for 3 or 4 championships and 3 or 4 Super Bowls and add to that trophy room and that entrance to that stadium. You feel me? So it's
smart. Damn,
Reed can be a
Listen,
terrible
you
thing.
don't wanna give up what they want, man. It's like so enticing. Like, let me have Rodgers for 2 years and we go win a Super Bowl for sure with this team. But they
But
want
it's not
two
for sure with
ones.
him anyway, because
They want two twos. They want
You
two
guys are talking
ones. They
about Aaron
want two
Rodgers?
twos, and then they want a one the year after. Man, we're not giving all that up. That's fool's gold. Fool's gold.
To me personally, Rodgers, all right. I'm like 50-50 with it. I'm like, I understand the long
Why
term.
are we wasting time on bums?
He's 50-50 to me, bro. But I don't know. To me,
He's
38 years old, bro.
I was more home.
I like Adam already.
He's not a bum, but he doesn't fit over here.
He's not a bum.
He's got a
He's
what? He's
Relax.
in an AARP plan, man. Come on now.
Oh, come on, Adam. Come on, Adam. He's not
You
a
want a
bum.
guy at the end of his prime to come
Forget
in to
about
play
it.
for the New York Giants who aren't even built yet, and you think that that's going to bring championships? What's going to happen when he's complaining because the offensive line is still garbage? You're going to have a whiny bitch as your quarterback for the last 2 years. I'm
We don't want
sorry.
no whiny
Aaron
bitches
Rodgers,
on the team.
we make it out to be like this guy is Joe Montana. How many Super Bowls has he won? How many?
One.
Don't worry. I'll wait.
Get him, Adam. Get him.
Don't worry. I'll wait. How many Super Bowl MVPs has he won? Don't worry. I'll wait. My point is you need to stop talking about Aaron Rodgers and start looking at the team right now. Because right now, we have a guy who, in Daniel Jones, if he struggles, we need to trade those 2 first-round picks we got to go get a quarterback next year. So worry about that guy, not some guy who's going to be in a walker in 3 years or on Jeopardy because he's already checked out of football. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of listening about Aaron Rodgers. I come on NFL Network, I hear about Aaron Rodgers. Dave Gettleman said he explored like underneath
Come on my
the
channel. We
carpet
talk
for Aaron Rodgers.
zero about Aaron Rodgers.
Nah, he didn't explore. Gettleman, I told you, Gettleman's one real statement was the first one. It's not my business because they're not interested. I'm telling you.
Right. I mean, so they call you. They call you up. They call you up and say, "Hey, we're trading Aaron Rodgers. What are you going to give up for Aaron Rodgers? Your entire draft? That's what they're going to want."
That's what I told DJ we would have to give up to get him. Our entire draft that we just got.
I understand.
Entire draft and Ingram too.
Question. Does the Raiders, Washington, and the Broncos, they will have to give they whole draft basically to go ahead and get that nigga?
When's the last time those teams have been successful? I'll let them go get Green Bay's Aaron Rodgers. Because guess what? They ain't going to build anything else. You're going to have to trade Derek Carr if you're the Raiders. You're going to have to dismantle everything on that team.
Leatherwood.
Denver Broncos are in worse shape than the Giants, right? They just picked Patrick Surtain. They probably should have picked Justin Fields.
How about Washington?
Washington's garbage. What do they do? They win one. They were 7-9 last year. Are you happy about that? They're gonna get Aaron Rodgers and do what? Do what? Win what? Win the NFC East? Pat on the back, man.
Green Bay is not.
You know what Aaron Rodgers
not
needs to
trading
do?
him in the NFC, man. Green
Aaron
Bay is
Rodgers
not
needs
trading him to the Giants or the Redskins. I'm telling you, he's going to Denver.
I love football. I don't mean to be in this chat. I'm just tired of listening about Aaron Rodgers coming to New York. Who cares about that guy? Why are we even talking about this?
Thank you, Adam.
You really think that Aaron Rodgers is going to come to New York? What do you think they're going to do?
Thank you, Adam.
They're not going to trade him in the NFC.
All he's going to do is
I'm
rob
tired.
the
He's
salary
the
cap.
biggest baby in the
That dude is
NFL.
horrible.
But Adam, since you're a new guy, man, I like your style, Adam. Man, you're a true New York.
Adam is funny.
So what do you think? What do you think
bomb.
Daniel Jones does this year? What do you think of the future of our team is? Because you seem a little animated, and so I know you got your preference.
Fan.
Yeah, he's an actual fan. So what do you think is going to happen? What do you like about what we've done?
This is it for Daniel Jones. Clock is ticking. It's if you don't do nothing this year with all those weapons,
exactly.
It's done. However, the Giants were smart because they're thinking about the future and not the present. That's why you get 2 first-round picks in this draft. You know why? Because if Daniel Jones sucks, you go, oh, you know what? I'm going to package my first-round pick and the one I got from Chicago and move up into the top 10 and get the quarterback that can help me. Because guess what? You know why the Cowboys are successful? It's because they built the team not for Tony Romo. They built it for the next quarterback. It happened to just be on their team right now. They had Dak Prescott. It just happened to work out. But when they were building that offensive line, they weren't building it for Tony Romo because they knew he wasn't staying there with that bad back injury. And guess what? He didn't last. So they put in the kid, and he happened to do well. Why? Because they had Zeke Elliott, and he turned around and handed the ball off to his big boy, Zeke. Now, Daniel Jones.
10-7 this year. 10-7 this year. Unless we go 10-7 this year, or maybe 9-8 and just missed the playoffs, but played good enough to show me that Daniel Jones is the guy. That's the only way I'm satisfied.
There is a quarterback
let me
in
ask you
North
this
Carolina that would be a pretty good player for us too.
Let me ask you this question.
Who's that? Who's that, Pat?
I forgot his name, but he's
I gotta start scouting. I gotta start scouting.
Sam Howell, you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
The question is this: if Daniel Jones blows up, let's say it says 4,500 yards and 35 touchdowns, and somehow by hook or by crook the Giants don't make the playoffs or happen to be a losing team, do you give up on them then?
No.
Wait. Can you say that again?
The question is, if the Giants struggle, but Daniel Jones goes off and throws for 4,500 yards and like 30 touchdowns or something like that, even though they're in the middle of the pack or didn't make the playoffs, are we giving up on him? What are you guys defining success for Daniel Jones? Because he could go be successful and lose, or they can be successful
again, football is the ultimate team sport. So it depends on if he goes out and balls out all season and we got a bunch of Evan Ingram type plays where they dropping balls all over the place, but the balls are well placed, then you can't put that on him. But if we go out there and we win 9 games and lose 8, and we lose them 8 games because he's fumbling the ball and throwing interceptions, then his ass got to go. Bottom line.
What happens if he's carried in the playoffs by the defense then? Are we still in that same boat?
If the defense carries us the whole time, and the only reason why
I want a game manager. I don't want an Alex Smith.
I'm just asking questions because I want to get you guys.
I don't want an Alex Smith. I don't want a game manager.
G. That's my comparison of him. I think he's Alex Smith.
Alex was pretty good, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's pretty good.
But he doesn't win the big games, and that's.
Was that on Alex Smith or is that on the defense that Kansas City fielded against the Indianapolis Colts? I mean, Alex Smith doesn't give up 35 points against.
That's on him. That's on him because Pat Mahomes.
He did the same thing everywhere he went.
Once he left, so
you can't say Pat Mahomes. That's on him because guess what? In the biggest game of the year, what did Pat Mahomes do this year?
His O-line got out.
It doesn't matter. I don't want to hear excuses, bro. I don't want to hear excuses. You play in the NFL. That's the guy you line up against. That's not my fault. Your team has a booty-ass backup. That's not my fault. That's not my fault. You got to go out there and win the game, period. You just put that on the line.
What did he do the year before that?
You just said
the year before that, Adam?
I saw that too. He didn't do shit until 8 minutes into the game. He didn't do shit until 8 minutes into the ball game. Okay? 8 minutes left in the ball game. The fucking 49ers choked like they did the last time. And Mahomes went off. And they made 3 plays. Count them. 3. Travis Kelce, Tariq Hill, and then he made that one scramble down the sideline and threw it to Sammy Watkins. 3 plays and they won that football game. He ends up MVP. Last year, he had the same time, same line. Oh, don't give me that. Oh, he's offensive line. I don't give a damn. You're in the biggest game. You're the best quarterback. You're the guy who's supposed to take over the game. There was ample time in that Buccaneers game to take over the game. He didn't do it, period. So don't tell me that, he's Alex Smith. Alex Smith was good. It's not my fault.
But Adam, Kansas City wouldn't be Kansas City today if it wasn't for Patrick Mahomes, bro. What are you saying to me?
I understand that.
Rosario's question.
I think it's a lot more so Andy Reid too.
Exactly. Jim Nagy was on that team too, by the way. Where's Matt Nagy was on that team too. Where's he at?
Let's get this question out the way real quick from one of the comments.
Exactly, Adam. Let's talk about our current players. How do you think Saquon performs? This year, Adam?
I think he's going to be a beast. If healthy, he's going to have 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns. That's, he does everything. The whole reason the Giants sucked last year offensively is because Jason Garrett built the offense for Saquon Barkley and nobody else. And nobody got
hurt in week 2.
Right. And week 2, and then who did he have? He had Darius Slayton, who was injured. He had Golden Tate, who was a bum. And he had
DJ. And by the way, you see a much better Daniel Jones when Barkley is healthy. You're gonna see Jones ball out this year.
Him read the defenses.
If you need a running back to save your career for the New York Giants, you shouldn't be the quarterback.
How about Dak Prescott when he started his career?
Hold on.
Everybody, okay. Hold on. Let Lou go real fast, and then I'm gonna jump in, and then Adam, if you want to jump back, then go ahead.
Hold on. Listen. First of all, Saquon Barkley started the season 2 games in, right? After game 2, when did he start?
2.
They yoked Eli after 2, right? So he started week 3.
Daniel Jones, you mean? Yeah.
With a
Jones
hard,
started, you mean?
yeah, Daniel Jones, right? Then the very next season, you got what? Pandemic, no preseason, no off season, whole new system, whole new coaching staff, right? With the same crappy offensive line because they never gelled, they never had time to come together, right? Couple that with your whole offense is built around your running back, and he goes down. Now, I'm not a big Daniel Jones guy. I wasn't happy when we drafted him, but he is our quarterback now, so I am going to back him. And obviously, the organization feels the same way because they're putting all the pieces around him to set him up for success. So now he has to show us that he can be that guy, or we're going to take them 2 draft picks next year and we're going to go get that guy.
DJ, how long have you been a Giant fan?
You have to let the process play itself out because the salary cap is already damaged because of COVID and all the free agency signings and contract restructurings. So are you really going to go out there and spend money and do something? You know what I mean? So
how long have you been a Giant fan, DJ?
This year? Huh?
How long have you been a Giant fan?
Who, me?
My first ever football. No. Me. He's talking to me. I've been a fan since my first football game was 07, bro.
Okay, so you were 07. I started in 1995. We had Dave Brown as the quarterback, so I know about terrible quarterback play. Okay,
right.
So you've seen Eli Manning, and that's all you've seen. So all you know is one quarterback. I've known Danny Cannell. You probably don't know who that is. Kent Graham. You probably don't know who that is. Dave Brown. You probably don't know who that is. Hell, even Kerry Collins. My point is when you come in the Eli Manning era and you see Daniel Jones is getting more scrutiny than Eli Manning, and he came in and he's a better talent throwing the football than Eli Manning was. Okay, Eli Manning, his first year, he averaged 0.0 as a passer rating. And they wanted to kick him out of the game in 06. In 07, he was halfway gone through the season. The season you enjoyed so much, the one that he became Eli Manning, the Eli Manning you all know and love. Half that, he threw 20 interceptions that year. 20 interceptions, but nobody cares because he hoisted the Lombardi trophy. My point is, you got to give a guy like Daniel Jones time to develop. He can play football. We all know that. We can't say he can't because we've seen the fucking highlights. Okay, and if you're telling me that, then you're not watching the games. Okay, I studied Daniel Jones. Is he the best prospect? No, but we can't say that he's a bad quarterback. I've seen bad quarterbacks for this Giants franchise.
Ain't lying.
And I'm not trying to say, I'm not trying to tell you that he's going to be great, but we need to give the kid a chance. And this is his chance. If he fails this time, I'm on board with all you guys to get rid of the motherfucker. First fucking subway ticket out of New York City, he can go. Okay? I'm sorry to curse on your show. I don't know if the kids
you're good. Listen, Adam, subscribe to my channel, bro. You can call in anytime and we can have these discussions. I love
you. Yeah, lying. I don't know if you subscribed to mine already, but please subscribe.
I gotta subscribe to GNATION, but Adam. Here's how I feel, right? Check this, right? To me, bro, I was like this personally, right? Here's how I felt. The day that we drafted him, didn't want him. I'll be bringing him in a minute. Was not happy. I actually was at the draft party in MetLife that day. Was sad all the way back from New Jersey back to New York home. Was sad, right? So
I'm at MetLife right now.
yeah, man. But I'm not, man. But also be sure. To me, I think he could be a good game manager. That's how I feel like he could be. I don't think
he could be better than him.
Really talented. I don't think he's this great quarterback. I don't think he is this.
But no one's saying he has to be great. Eli wasn't great. Eli during the regular season was trash.
Adam. But to me, though, bro, I'm like this, right? If you have, him and Gardner Minshew from Jacksonville.
You watch NFL Network.
Both have the same stats. Right? Right? Hold on. They have the same stats, right?
You watch NFL Network.
They got the same stats. They got the same stats, right?
You're pulling a stat off a TV show.
Jose, man, I'm definitely doing this more.
The one,
we need more Adam in the chat, though, man. This guy's amazing.
The one on the right got replaced, right? obviously Trevor replaced him. Whatever. They basically kicked him out, right? Cool, right? So like I just feel like for a quarterback that went 8-18 and his whole like 2 years of a career shouldn't be guaranteed to be the starting quarterback for the New York Giants. That's my problem.
First off,
but that was not a good team, man. That was not a good team.
It takes 8 weeks to learn an offense. Okay, 8 full regular season games has been proven by every announcer, every analyst. It takes 8 full weeks for your team to gel for the offense to click. When did he have his best games? The last 6 games of the season from that same NFL network that you were watching, he had 3 turnovers in the last 6 games of the season, which if you equate that would be 6 turnovers in 12 games, which he played, if is on his improvement scale. My point is this: to give the kid a chance a second time in the offense with better weapons, with a full offseason under his belt. Now he won't have any excuses, right? I'm not giving him an excuse for the pandemic, and I'm not giving an excuse for his bad play. It started out like he struggled. Everybody struggled on offense, not just him. The only good player we had was Saquon Barkley, and that guy didn't even get the ball that much because Jason Garrett didn't want to feature him the way he needed to feature him. Barkley should be like Marshall Faulk. I don't know if you know who Marshall Faulk is, and I'm not trying to date you, but Marshall Faulk, don't give me Barry Sanders, give me Marshall Faulk. I want a guy in the backfield who can catch everything and go. Right? Did you watch the game against the Redskins when Daniel Jones threw for 5 touchdowns in that game? Guess who he threw to? He threw to Saquon Barkley. You know what they did? They flared him out against the linebacker, and they ran a seam route. We don't run a fucking seam route.
Didn't I tell you they was going to do that more this year?
We don't run a seam route with a tight end that's supposed to run a 4.4. Are you kidding me? Number 88 is supposed to run a 4.4. We're not running them on a seam route. You know what we're doing? We're having them dance around 5 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Answer my question. Do you think Garrett Bell does more? Do you think it was more Garrett than Jones?
I think Garrett doesn't make week 4. I think he gets replaced by Freddie Kitchens.
I think his offense is doing things correctly by week 4, like Lou said, I believe they replace him.
I think Jason Garrett hinders Daniel Jones. Why? Because if you look at what Daniel Jones did well in 2019, he threw the ball downfield. What did Garrett do? Garrett built his offense, like I said, for Saquon Barkley. Dinks, dunks, bubble screens. Look at who he had on the outside. Golden Tate doesn't run deep. You know, Sterling Shepard doesn't run deep. They had nobody to take the top off the defense. And Darius Slayton hurt his foot and was playing through an injury. So I don't know if he was fully healthy and had his full gear. I can't tell you that. I'm not Darius Slayton. However, if you watch the games as they progressed, they started to throw the ball downfield. The best game they had was Freddie Kitchens, and they had Colt McCoy throwing the football. If they had Daniel Jones in those games against Seattle, they probably score more points with those plays they were calling. Now, this year, Joe Judge, the reason why I'm so confident is because of our coaching staff. Listen, man, I've seen a ton of coaching staffs. You've seen Tom Coughlin, McAdoo, and Pat Shermer. I've seen Dan Reeves and Jim Fossil.
These guys are the truth.
I'm not as old as some people. Okay, I mean, my love for the team is 95, and my favorite player is LT. That boy was a bad man. If they had social media back in 1980s, huh?
Yeah, y'all saw Bill play. I mean, Coach Bill Parcells.
I did it.
I go back to 85. So
yeah, Ms. got more knowledge than me.
I don't need to talk because Adam's saying everything that I feel. So go ahead, Adam. I'm on the same page.
All I'm saying is you got to be excited for this team and what they're about to do. The quarterback is the least of my worries right now. My worry is how are we going to beat the teams in front of us, all right? That's what I want to worry about. How is Jason Garrett going to put all these weapons on the field and not make it fucking boring? Kadarius Toney is the best receiver prospect we've had since Odell Beckham Jr., okay?
We got to put him in motion. We got to put him in motion.
Don't be surprised if Judge doesn't like what he sees from Garrett in the preseason and preseason minicamp and make some changes before preseason.
This is how I felt about Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett was hired in case Joe Judge sucked because then they could fire Joe Judge and be like, yo, we have our coach in Jason Garrett.
Interim coach.
Right. Yep. And they have a guy with experience in case he sucked. That was their backup plan. Well, and now
Freddie
he's good.
Would have been the offensive coordinator in just that scenario. Yep.
And now Freddie Kitchens is there.
Adam, you know what I'm worried about, Adam? Is that Garrett knows how to use the 3 tight ends and Barkley and I formation. But the thing is, I don't know if he's going to have a clue how to use Toney. Because you could use him in so many different ways. Shotgun, end around, screens, you know. I don't know if he's going to know what to do with him.
Don't you worry. Freddie Kitchens is on that.
I think Freddie Kitchens does.
I would put him in the spread and have him and Barkley coming out the backfield catching passes. You can't cover that many damn targets.
Yeah, I mean that's basically offense by attrition, right? You have more playmakers than they have defenders.
Yeah.
Eventually, someone's going to get open. I mean, we forget that John Ross is on the team too, right? I mean, not that I'm relying on John Ross, but if you think about John Ross,
especially if you got Ingram streaking down the seam and Galladay going down the
I'm not worried
sideline,
about Ingram.
spread it out.
Ingram shouldn't be on the team. That guy cost us the Eagle game. You got to catch a freaking football, man. That ball's in your hand. How come? Let me ask you this, DJ. How come when people who like Evan Ingram have the ball placed in their hand by DJ, they don't catch it, but yet we still blame the quarterback? I can't blame Daniel Jones for basically walking a ball to Evan Ingram, him dropping it in an Eagle game. I can't.
I'm not blaming for that. But the game against the Steelers, the game against the Rams, the game against the Bears, the game against the
That's all first half of the year.
So, hold on. The Steelers game, he lost that game. He had 2 turnovers.
They had the best defense in the league.
That's it. Okay. Oh my God. All right.
The Steelers had the best defense in the league. We had a patched up offensive line with a brand new system with no offseason, no preseason. Now, I'm not making excuses for the quarterback. I'm just giving you all the factors.
Wait a minute. So Pittsburgh wasn't supposed to win that game that night?
We're playing the number one defense.
Pittsburgh was a favorite in that game. Pittsburgh was a favorite in that game. I mean, they were technically Super Bowl contenders until they collapsed. I don't know what Pittsburgh team you're reading about, maybe in the 1960s or something like that, but that team was supposed to be good.
Only game I can't forgive Daniel.
The only game that Daniel Jones truly lost us was the Tampa Bay game. The Tampa Bay game. The Tampa Bay game was what he truly lost.
9 points, bro.
The Tampa Bay game, he truly lost. You know why? Because he missed open receivers that could have been wide open touchdowns. And he didn't. And you know what he did in that game? Even with his mistakes, he still somehow drove the team downfield, threw a bullet to Golden Tate in the back of the end zone. And because of a botched call against the running back, we should have first down and goal again at the 1 yard line. But the referee didn't throw the flag.
Calls, by the way,
didn't throw the flag. Yes, it was a bad pass. You can blame the pass, but it's clearly pass interference. I don't know if we read the book on pass interference, but that's what it freaking looked like.
Anything that impedes the receiver's progress towards catching the ball is pass interference.
That was a blatant New York City mugging going on in the end zone back there. Okay, guy left his wallet and everything on that play. The guy
we had multiple plays like that last season.
Not throwing that against Tom Brady. That's what it is.
But so that game to me was the only game I truly felt like Daniel Jones hit rock bottom.
That game there, he did hit rock bottom in that game. That's the only game
he had competent throws. Like Ryan Fitzpatrick is on our team that night. We win that football game.
I can say Dallas too, 35-35. He went 4th and out basically in that game, and then get the ball back to Dalton and the Cowboys, whatever. That game too. The Rams game also, when he had 9 points basically the whole game. And we shut down Jared Goff for like 17 points.
They lost on one play. They lost on one play.
They lost on that play where he didn't run and he threw that bad pass.
No, Cooper Kupp over the middle. What happened to defense? They broke down in coverage. The one play that cost them was the Cooper Kupp touchdown in that game. So Daniel Jones did what he had to do to keep him in the game. I'm sorry that Julian Peppers and Isaac Yadam, I don't even know if that guy's on the team anymore, shouldn't be. He should be left out, not on the bench, left out. Don't make his key card work anymore. That's what I would do. But him and Peppers had a bad read. Now I'm not saying, listen, I'm not making out Daniel Jones to be a Hall of Famer. He don't need to be a Hall of Famer. But to think that Alex Smith is bad, you're drinking something and smoking something. I would like you to share what you got so I can have.
Alex Smith to me is not a good quarterback, bro.
Why is he not a good quarterback?
He's not good, bro. Alex Smith
is not a great quarterback, but he was a doggone good quarterback.
Check down manager, bro.
Dude. I'm not saying he's great. You can allow somebody to be good. They don't have to be great. You may not like the guy for whatever reason. Maybe he's still your lunch money, but I'm just saying he's a good quarterback. From what he did for Kansas City, if he's in that game against Washington, they are going to the next round against Tampa Bay. But they put in Taylor Heineke, whoever that guy is. I'm putting in Alex Smith. I want to win the freaking football game. Ron Rivera wants to evaluate his quarterback situation. Hey, listen, that's on him. I'm not playing that guy. I'm rolling the dice with the veteran. Listen, I've been around football a long time. I'm not telling you he's great, but
I think he's him. I think he's Kirk Cousins. I think he's Andy Dalton. I think he's like
he's better than Andy Dalton, and he's better than Kirk Cousins too.
You don't get picked sixth overall.
Alex Smith in his prime. Alex Smith in his prime was pretty doggone good.
He brought them to the NFC Championship game. I mean, he only got usurped by Colin Kaepernick because John Harbaugh wanted like the element of running more. He did more running. Colin Kaepernick wasn't as good of a passer as Alex Smith. Hands down, he wasn't. Alex Smith was a more tactful,
he was just mobile.
Right. And then when he went to Kansas City was nothing until Alex Smith got there. They happened to luck into Mahomes because the entire league missed out on Patrick Mahomes.
And Adam,
they sat back there, they saw how much talent he had, and they're like, "Oh crap, we can get assets if we move Alex Smith, who went over to Washington, who wanted to keep him. He had a horrific leg injury, and now we don't know what the rest of Alex Smith's career would have been like because he broke 2 bones in his leg. I mean, I'm not saying he's great.
I'm gonna tell you this too. Another thing about Alex Smith, people don't give him credit for. There wouldn't really be a Patrick Mahomes if he didn't sit behind Alex Smith that year and a half, because the dude didn't know how to even read a coverage when he first got to Kansas City. So imagine if he would have started before sitting behind Alex Smith, learning from Alex Smith.
And that's my point that I keep going back to with Daniel Jones. I'm not saying that the kid doesn't have the tools necessary to be a good quarterback in the league, okay? Even an above average quarterback in the league. I believe he has all the necessary tools. He can make all the throws. He's mobile. He can run. I mean, the kid has it. But the fact that they threw him in there week 3 and he didn't have the advantage of sitting behind a veteran like Eli Manning, whose football IQ was through the roof, who could have taught him how to read defenses, how to check out, how to go through your progressions and find your receivers and know where your receivers are supposed to be in certain defensive packages that you're presented with and things of that nature. He missed out on that full season of sitting behind Eli Manning and watching the mistakes, watching the correct way, and learning.
So wait, so this argument that we're having right now, you're worried about Daniel Jones, so you want to swap Daniel Jones for Aaron Rodgers, right?
No, I do not.
No, not you. I'm saying DJ.
Oh.
Yeah, DJ is the one I want to swap Jones for Aaron Rodgers.
To me personally, man,
I think I convinced him.
I'm like this. You know what I'm saying?
You have his initials. You have Daniel Jones' initials. You should be rooting for him hard as hell, man.
That's my nickname, bro. That's my nickname. Bro.
I'm just saying.
Sit chill.
But I get it though. Nah. But Adam, long story short though, like to me, I don't know. I just think we're quarterback away, bro. I don't believe in Jones like the rest of the fan base does.
I'm not trying to tell you have to believe in him. I'm saying give him a chance with actual full deck of cards. You know what I'm saying? Give him this year. If he doesn't do it this year, then I'm on the same bandwagon as you. He's on the next train out of here. You know, but
you want to know something, Adam? I'm on the opposite side of the wagon, man. I'll tell you right now, I played quarterback for years. These guys know it. You could ask your boy Chris because I played quarterback for years. Daniel Jones is going to be a really, really good quarterback. I see all the tools. So. He's got all the makings, and you're going to see it this year. This is the year you're going to see Jones step up in class.
To God's ears.
You'll see preseason, training camp, a good coaching staff, and you know what? The key to Jones, again, is Barkley because play action is big. I'm telling you.
I mean,
you're going to see a good Daniel Jones, and you're going to forget about Aaron Rodgers. You'll see.
Let me ask you this. Did you want Sam Darnold?
I could see
Did you want Sam Darnold in 2018? Yeah.
At the time, all right, here's what I want. I was happy with Saquon. Now, 2020 hindsight, no, no. Actually, I never wanted Donald and Rosen. I wanted in that draft class.
I was glad with the Saquon pick.
I wanted Saquon. Then I wanted Baker.
Saquon the whole time.
Then I
wanted Quentin Nelson, but that's a different story.
Then I wanted Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen was like third.
That.
Now 2020. Now
you got to build the offensive line, but
of course, Josh Allen looks like the best player out of that draft class after this moment.
That's all part of the system, man. We don't have that team, you know. Maybe
what
now
I'm saying,
we might
so is Lamar Jackson in there. What I'm saying to you is 32 people missed on Lamar Jackson. Mad people wanted Sam Darnold for New York. He's not even in New York anymore. He got shipped out. Now, my all I'm trying to say to you is, when you have a young quarterback, you could be the greatest. That's why I'm worried about Trevor Lawrence this year, because he's going to Jacksonville. We all think he's going to be good. Will they build a team around him enough for him to succeed? David Carr had the same problem. in Houston. They came in. He was from Fresno State, the quintessential quarterback, and he got sacked 76 times in his first season under the helm. So you got to build this team. It's not gonna. You can't just walk in and just expect everything to hit like Patrick Mahomes, because that's a rarity in the NFL. That's a rarity.
Rare.
And when you have
don't
that
have patience no more, they don't sit their quarterback and let them learn anymore.
Exactly.
Just throw them to the wolves.
Exactly.
I remember a quarterback starting in his
like
first
4
year
years,
was
man.
blasphemous.
4 years, not 1 or 2 years. 4 years for a quarterback to learn if you're a real organization that has patience.
Right, but that's the key. The key word there is patience. None of them have because everybody gets fired so quickly. Everybody wants to see the new toy. You know what I mean? Mind you, Aaron Rodgers, the guy you still want to trade for, sat for 3 years. Okay, he sat for 3 years behind Brett Favre.
Behind the legend.
To learn, to get good. And you know what? Brett Favre didn't want to teach him shit, but he was in that same quarterback room and he was doing the things that Brett Favre did, and he got good that way. Okay? Alex Smith, you know who he came into? Nobody was on that team for Alex Smith. Okay? Nobody. Daniel Jones wasn't supposed to start. He was supposed to start last season. This season coming up, 2020, was supposed to be Daniel Jones'
second season.
First year, not his second season starting. And I'm telling you, learning a new offense is like learning a new language. If anyone's tried to learn a new language, that shit's hard as fuck, okay, to do. You can't just sit there and put a Rosetta Stone on for your playbook. That's not how it's going to work. He's got to sit there and he's got to learn the language. You know what I mean? The hot route was different in Pat Shermer's offense, which, by the way, was built for Daniel Jones.
Yep.
This
Built
offense was not
perfectly
built
for Daniel Jones. They had the rollouts. They had the receivers doing the deep
bootleg.
Right.
The bootlegs.
He played out of the
Jason
shotgun
Garrett's
more.
offense is so vanilla. I don't know if it was because of the Saquon injury it was so vanilla, but everybody knew what we was going to do before we did it.
Right. And you know that there was a new center that was taking place too. That takes a lot of time. Calling out the signals, learning the plays, the protections. There's a lot more that goes on to being quarterback than just being good.
Yep.
You know, you got to know. I mean, and I want him to be good quarterback. That's what I want. It's so hard to have a good quarterback in this league.
And the running back helps with the reading the defense and communicating between the offensive lineman and the quarterback as well. So with Saquon being out, that also hindered Daniel Jones reading the defense as well.
Right. And if you have Saquon Barkley there's going to be a lot of more open opportunities in the middle of the field where Daniel Jones excels at in his numbers, is in the middle of the field. So if you have now Kyle Rudolph and hopefully Evan Ingram, I hate that guy, but let's just say Sterling Shepard, the middle of the field is going to be open with Kadarius Toney. I mean, Galladay is the main focus of the offense right now.
Now let me ask you this, Adam.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, say that Evan Ingram's problem is a mental problem, and they coach all of that stuff out of him. And this year, he balls out and has a breakout season. Do you trade him next year?
Yes, because I can get it. I can get whatever his value, whatever I can get for him after next season. If he does, if he's doing well by week 8, I'm getting rid of the guy. And the only reason is because, you know, he doesn't do anything for me, okay? He doesn't block well, all right? He doesn't really run the 4.4 that he ran at the combine, because it looks like he got lead in his feet when he's running. Because if you run a 4.4, you should not be in the middle of the field getting caught on the sidelines, down the sideline in that Bengal game. That should be a touchdown if you're running the 4.4.
He's on the sideline that got caught before he got into the end zone. I think he went on like the 3 or 4 yard line.
Yes.
That wasn't 4.4 speed. I thought that was a touchdown automatically when he caught that ball.
I'm just Alex Mack, who caught the same pass in the Redskins game, ran a 4.5. What did he do? He got caught before he got to the end zone. I'm just saying he doesn't flip the field for me. Now, I like Kyle Rudolph. I don't know how much Kyle Rudolph is going to give him, but he is a tiered player, meaning in the middle of the field is where he's going to make his bread and butter, right?
Right.
Exactly
now,
what.
We still have Caden Smith, right?
I want him to play more.
I would depend on Kyle Rudolph to train up Caden Smith, and I would trade Evan Ingram, and that would be that $6 million that we're wasting on him back into the fold.
I mean, I don't know if they're going to keep Jabril Peppers. I mean, they got McKinney. Technically, McKinney can do what Peppers does.
If Peppers plays his way out, he leaves New York for a bigger contract, like how Landon Collins did. If he has another Pro Bowl season, I think he plays his way out because we won't have the capital to get him.
He was real good this year.
He did very good. Now, that would be a player I really would miss, but I believe he's expendable too with the presence of Xavier McKinney.
Let's all celebrate the return of the great and dreadful Eric Flowers to the NFC East division. We're gonna blitz the living hell out of him when he steps on the
Regardless, what are
field.
we getting for Adam? What do we get if Ingram has a big 8 weeks? What do we get for him? A second, a third
rounder,
third, a low second. You know, like someone down in the late, second round or early third. I mean, they're not going to get a first for the guy. He hasn't done as
It's
well.
going to be this. I know
Between
last year
55
the
and
Packers
75?
at mid-season.
Yes.
The Packers wanted him, but the Giants didn't make the trade. So.
I mean, they love him, and don't get me wrong, he's a good player. He works hard. I mean, after the Eagle game, I wanted to ship him out of town faster than FedEx gets to your house. You know what I mean? But you know, I'm just saying. To me, I've seen enough of Evan Ingram to know that I'm done with him.
I have a gut feeling, man. You're going to see a big Ingram this year. I don't know why. I just got a gut feeling he's going to have a big year.
Because we're going to be able to play him the way he's supposed to be played. He's not supposed to be running 5-yard curl route standing.
Exactly.
He looks awkward doing that.
Exactly.
I've never seen a tight end run a curl route and jump backwards.
Right.
I've never seen that.
Right. You know why? Because he doesn't play basketball. He should post up guys. That's what he should be doing. That's what Kyle Rudolph is going to be doing. He's going to be taking those plays away. So hopefully Evan Ingram runs down the seam, which he's supposed to be doing. He's a seam buster. They got him in 2017 because they asked McAdoo, how do you break cover 3 because they were losing out with the 11 personnel. And he said, you got to beat him down the seam. So guess what Jerry Reese did? He got him a seam buster. And in 2017, he balled out, but everybody got injured. So, you know, Evan Ingram was the top guy by, osmosis. Everyone got injured that year. So then when they come in with a new guy, Pat Shurmur doesn't know how to use Evan Ingram the same way, but he understood, okay, I got a guy that can beat linebackers. Look what he did in the Tampa Bay game. That guy ran a 75-yard touchdown in the Tampa Bay because he's on a linebacker in the middle of the field, and he ran down the field and scored. Oh, I guess DJ hates me, so he left. So.
No, he might have lost connection.
Yeah,
I don't mean to.
He was froze.
I know. I hope I didn't hurt anybody's feelings. I just
bro.
He was froze. That was a software
glitch. You're saying everything that these 4 guys on the screen has been saying the whole time. We've actually found a star tonight.
I listened a little bit last week to your guy, Miz. Your guys were on talking about Devontae Smith and wide receivers. I love what the Giants did in this draft. I didn't get a chance to talk about it. I think they did a hell of a draft. This past weekend, I enjoyed it. It was the first time I really came away enjoying the draft in a long time. What?
No, I was telling Joe, thanks for tuning in. He said he had to go.
Yeah. So I enjoy it. I'm fired up for this season, man. I love Joe Judge. I love his message. You can see that they improve. Like the reason why I'm so excited, even though they're 6-10 team, is that Pat Shurmur's teams were like garbage. You didn't feel any energy. You didn't feel any fight. No one got punched in the mouth. This team, Nick Gates was fighting people all up and down the field.
Man, all up and down the field.
No cojones, man.
That's right.
The team didn't fight for him.
Those teams gave up, man. You saw it. You saw it in the middle of the game. I said, look at their heads. They gave up. Janoris Jenkins was the main one.
Exactly. And Joe Judge got these guys fighting. I know it's 6-10, but they were fighting for a division. When's the last time we had meaningful football in December? I'm sitting there in December, and it's Christmas time, and I'm like, oh, my God.
If we win a couple of games, we in there, right?
Right, exactly. I'm thinking, oh, my God. I'm like, man, Christmas miracle happened, and then the Eagles happened.
And one of the biggest things for me also, the Giants, the pride that we have historically in defense was back last year, And that was fun for me, man.
Fun to watch. It's going to be even more fun this year.
I'm going to have to call it, man.
Like that game against Seattle, man, it felt like a playoff game,
Yes, and they came out.
It really did. That Dallas game felt good. The last game of the season felt very good. And
Daniel Jones played well that game.
Yes, he did. His only turnover was because of Evan Ingram.
He played well in the Baltimore game. I rewatched.
That's the thing these kids don't see, man. These kids don't see this. They just look at fantasy and stats, all that bullshit that has nothing to do with real football. Let me tell you, Daniel Jones was getting much better last year, and then he suffered that injury in the Cincinnati game.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't see that, man.
You got to rewatch
it pretty damn good before then.
You got to rewatch the games. You really do. That's the only way that's going to tell you if anything's going on. If you watch them once and then go off the media, you would think they're the worst team in football. But if you go back and you rewatch, I'm a nutcase, man. I've watched the Baltimore game many times. I watched the Redskin game, and I'm always looking for different things when I watch because you can't see it all, right? There's 11 guys doing 11. There's 11 guys doing 11 different things, and if you think you know what they're doing, you're absolutely wrong. You got to watch it because somebody may not be doing what you think they're supposed to be doing. Hence, that's why the play didn't work out, right? So before you blame Daniel Jones and everything, you got to look at everything. Like the interceptions, 6 of them were off Evan Ingram's hands.
I keep saying football is the ultimate team sport. Every cog on the wheel has to be clicking.
Right. And I mean,
you guys gotta understand one thing. That's why I get frustrated, man. Because we're old school, so we understand what the basics of football, the strategies. These kids today, they don't watch the Giants game. They watch the goddamn red zone. You understand?
Yeah, but if to logically,
this is truth, man. They watch the red zone. They want to know about the fantasy stats. Did my receiver in San Francisco have 100 points? Who gives a fuck, man? Watch the game.
Listen, I hate fantasy football for that reason. I gave it up for a long time because I didn't want to pick to win. I had Ezekiel Elliott in my draft, and I let him go because I was like, I can't draft a Cowboy. So you know, I can't draft Cowboy. It's not in my nature to draft Cowboy. So I'm going to lose regardless. I only do it now to keep up with friends because half of it's a joke, anyways. People who don't even know football are sitting there on their phones winning these games. I'm saying, how the hell in the world are these people who don't know anything about football winning? So it got me. But now I'm here just to play with my friends. But getting back to what I was saying was like. Aaron Rodgers is a waste of a draft pick. If the Giants were a Super Bowl team, a quarterback away, then yes, I would say, you know what, go after Aaron Rodgers, pursue it. They're not a quarterback away. They have a lot of other parts they need to fix on this team. This team is not a Super Bowl.
My thing is this, man. The reason why a lot of these young kids don't they don't get Daniel Jones because look at Josh Allen. He has 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. Man, understand the game, man. This kid's still growing. This team is not the Buffalo Bills right now. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta realize it's steps. And Daniel Jones, but you gotta look for the positive. Jones has the tools to be a really good quarterback.
I agree. Anyways. Great having being on with you guys tonight, man. Thanks for letting me call in for a few minutes and get that off my chest. And I hope to be back soon. So.
Oh yeah, you're definitely welcome. Every time I go stream, bro, hopefully you hit that bell. You welcome anytime, Adam. Man, you're a breath of fresh air, brother.
Hey man, yeah, we need more fans that have logical sense calling in.
Listen, it's called common sense. You gotta know. You know, you can't build a team through
common no more.
Yeah, but that's because everybody builds their team through Madden. They're not building like a regular thing.
Right.
They're like, I don't need a salary cap. I don't need to sign. I can sign. You know,
if they had to build through Tecmo Bowl, they wouldn't.
That's another thing I forgot to mention. You got to sign Aaron Rodgers to a mega deal. Where are you going to put that under the cap this year?
It's not worth
I'm sorry. I mean,
he's not signing for anything less than 42.
Exactly.
I told you he's doing $37 million this year, man. We don't even have that, man.
So maybe somebody wants to go tap Galladay on the shoulder and say, "Hey, do you want to give back some of your money so we can go get Aaron Rodgers?" See what he says. Let's just see if Galladay is going to give back some of his purse.
Galladay is not giving 1 red cent back. Galladay wanted his money. We wanted Galladay, so we made it happen.
Right, and like I said,
$1 damn back.
Like I said, the Giants are in prime position to get a new quarterback next year. We hope that's not the case.
That's why they did it.
Right. We hope that's not the case, but they have insurance now. And they have insurance to get an offensive lineman, right, if they want to. They can do whatever they want because they have capital to do it. It's the smartest thing they've ever done in a long time. So we just got to enjoy it, sit back and enjoy this Judge ride. All right, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for calling in.
All right, Adam, man. You have a good night, bro.
You too, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, that's about it, bro.
Yeah, you guys got any last things you want to say before I wrap it up, man?
No, man. When's gonna be the next stream?
The next stream, more than likely, is probably gonna be Friday. Hey, Lou, you want the show to be on Mondays, Wednesdays? What day you want the show to be on? If you don't know, Ms. G Nation is my co-host for True Big Blue since Online Big Blue retired. Glad to connect with this man and look out for his show. He's gonna be doing a show for himself as well. I know it's gonna be a hit. Can't wait to come on his show as well.
Yes, sir. We're gonna kill it, bro. All three of us. Miz too. Miz don't even know what kind of blessings he got coming his way for just being
Miz is a
passionate
part of the
fan.
show. He don't even know it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
I'm
just
on every
be
show. It
talking.
doesn't matter, man. You know,
Miz
I
is
do it
hot
with
takes.
Zion. Sometimes I do a little something with Zion. You know, but
Mhm.
I try to get entertainer to come on. But whatever, those guys are busy, so I don't know. Whatever.
Those guys are big time, man. If you get them to come, hey, it's good. If not, you got to keep pressing, man.
Yeah, that's it. So no big deal.
all
You know,
good,
it's gonna
brother.
be downtime, but then training camp and preseason will come. So you know.
Maybe I could get him there, but he's came on my show one time before, so I'm not saying it's an impossibility, but he'll come.
Oh no, he
Well,
collabs with
this
a
is
lot
what
of
I
people.
want, man. This is all I want. I want
He's just
Jones.
busy as
I
hell.
want Jones to be step up this year, which I know he's going to, and I want to see the Giants have a big year because I want people to kiss Gettleman's ass, man. Because a lot of people put him down for so many
I do
years.
too.
That's what I want.
I do too, man. They do that, get them in bad out here in these streets.
That's all
I ain't
I
gonna
want.
lie to you.
Good God.
A lot of haters on the old man. You know, a lot of haters on the old man.
All right, man. But we're gonna wrap it up, man. We've been on here 3 hours on a regular show. That's a first for me. That's a first.
Yeah,
3 hours.
a good convo. Adam came through it and sparked it back up when it
Yeah,
started.
Adam came in
I
like
called
a
my friend
hurricane.
Chris. I texted my friend Chris because he's close with Adam, and I said, "Yo, tell Adam to come in here," and he did. So, but
And he
Adam's a
did
passionate
subscribe.
Giant fan too. Adam's a big fan.
Yeah, I told him he could subscribe to the channel and call in whenever he wants on my
You
channel.
ain't lying. But fans that are still watching, go subscribe to Miz. The name of his channel is right there by its face, as well as GNATION. Go subscribe to their channels. Very great content. Lou always brings the news before it's supposed to be broken. So go get your Giants news from Lou GNATION.
I'm in the locker
watch the
room, baby. I
videos
got
on the
the
hog
scoop.
mollies. He gave us
Exactly.
special on the hog mollies.
Exactly. He's in the locker
No,
room.
give
So
a
you know
shout
he
out
got
to
the
LA
scoop.
Sports. Lucas, I know he came in real late tonight. Tell him to come in early next time. Call up.
Shout out to the whole Giant fan base, man. Greatest fan base in sports, man. No,
All
there's
right.
no fans like the Giants fan base, man.
Yeah, we're stronger than ever, man. So thank you for tuning in, fans. We're gonna head out. I'm gonna hit y'all with something brand new at the end of the show.
Have a good night.
And have a good one.